Chapter 1308. The method of qualitative change is not something that everyone can learn. If the foundation is not solid enough, the next qualitative change, not to mention if it is possible, even if it is possible, it will also lead to self-destruction and death. The emperor chuckled and said, "My second qualitative change method, according to your current words, is a kind of division. Since you are a martial artist, you should know about the division of cells, and my method of qualitative change is the division of vitality force." Fong Ping smiled and said, "Your Majesty Emperor is quite fashionable. In that case, you are quite concerned about the affairs of the human world." "I'm just a little interested." The emperor smiled and said, "The rise of a civilization, for us, is a kind of reflection and harvest. The human race can have today's achievements. Some of the theories are also very interesting, and it also has some enlightenment for us. These few God creation envoys have been learning the human race's knowledge, and the harvest is not small." "Then the emperor has come to the human world before?" "Of course not in his real body, but his avatar did come." The emperor did not hide this, and said indifferently, "But at that time, the avatar was not strong. It was just an origin avatar. A rank 9 avatar. A avatar with this kind of strength was indeed not strong." Fong Ping did not dwell on this. It was not difficult for these people to understand the human race's knowledge. At this moment, he was more concerned about the method of qualitative change. Fong Ping looked at the emperor and asked, "Then how should the vitality's second qualitative change be done?" "The reason why I let you draw silk from the cocoon and bloom the 100-leaf flower is to let vitality restore to the basic unit, which is what you humans call one card." The emperor continued, "One card, you humans define it as the basic vitality unit. That is because you humans were not strong enough before. A true powerhouse, of course, when I say a true powerhouse, you may understand it as the emperor realm. In our eyes, even the basic vitality can continue to be divided. The difference in strength, the difference in vision, so our standards will also be different. On the basic vitality of 1 calorie, divide it again, and after the division, replenish it." Fong Ping frowned and said, "In this way, it will only strengthen the vitality, but it will not achieve a qualitative change, right?" "Of course," Human Emperor said with a smile. "If it was that simple, then everyone could have a second qualitative change. The essence of the so-called qualitative change is to increase the quality of your vitality. After splitting the 1-calorie vitality, it becomes 2 portions. You return the strength of the 2 portions of vitality to its previous level, and once again merge them into the original 1 calorie. This is the key to the qualitative change." Fong Ping raised his eyebrows. "Fuse after splitting. This is very difficult. It might be possible to forcefully split them apart, but after splitting them apart, returning them to their original strength, and then fusing them again. Is that possible?" Fong Ping was a little doubtful. Was the method that the emperor mentioned really reliable? Human Emperor smiled and said, "Of course I can. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said such a thing. Of course, there are some key areas that require special techniques and energy ratios. Otherwise, it will only cause the blood energy to explode. The art of qualitative transformation is this emperor's unique technique. Other emperors don't know it, so it's not easy for others to learn and break it." "Your Majesty, please enlighten me." When the human emperor saw how humble he was, a smile appeared in his eyes. He was flexible, or rather, he was a rascal. This was Fong Ping. When there were benefits, he could call you father. When there were no benefits, this guy could turn on you at any time. This kind of person was very difficult to deal with. But it was good. Human Emperor laughed in his heart. When such a difficult person appeared, the stronger the better. The stronger he was, the more headaches he would cause. Previously, he had suffered a lot at Fong Ping's hands and lost all his face. If Fong Ping became even stronger, then he might not be the one to suffer. Thinking of this, Human Emperor said again, "There's one more thing that I want to say. Most people can only complete a second qualitative change at most, but you might not." Fong Ping frowned. Human Emperor smiled faintly and said, "Since you've exposed some things, then I don't mind telling you that the drop of blood that you absorbed behind the door that day was extraordinary. Your vitality is actually gradually transforming now. It's just that you didn't feel it too clearly, because that drop of blood changed everything, not just the strength of the vitality, including the toughness. Human Emperor explained, splitting vitality, splitting 1 calorie vitality into 2 parts. Then it can't be split anymore. If it's split again, it might cause the vitality force to collapse. This is the reason why we can't go through a 3rd or even 4th qualitative change. And maybe you can go through a 3rd qualitative change according to the method of a 2nd qualitative change, because your vitality force is more resilient and stronger. Fong Ping asked doubtfully, what kind of blood was that drop of blood? True blood. True blood? Fong Ping frowned. Could there be fake blood? It's just a saying. Of course, if you really think that there's fake blood, then you can also say that. For example, immortal origin blood, many people value it very much. In fact, it can be regarded as fake blood. Human Emperor laughed and said, immortal origin blood is also effective for emperors. It can forge the flesh, strengthen vitality, and prolong life. That's why when the God Creation Envoy asked for 100 drops of blood that day, even the emperor felt that he was asking for too much. Although the emperor's flesh is strong, no one doesn't want their flesh to be stronger. Fong Ping nodded and continued. I heard that emperors can already completely not use the origin to increase. Is that true? It doesn't count. Human Emperor sighed and said, I said this is just a kind of fake separation. We seem to have fused the power of the origin into our bodies and completed the unification, but in reality, we haven't. The increase of the origin is just not that obvious, but once the great Tao of the origin collapses, then the emperor will only be slightly stronger than ordinary martial artists, and will no longer have the power of the emperor. The unification of breaking 8 only returns to the origin power, and returns the origin power to oneself. However, in reality, it still exists alone, but it's not as obvious as before breaking 8, and there's an obvious increase of several times. Human Emperor said, and continued to add, of course, the emperor's body at this time looks very strong, but once the origin collapses, the emperor's body will also collapse. And it's not like what you think, completely separated. If you completely break away, then you won't be an emperor, but a heavenly emperor. Heavenly emperor did it? It should be. Human Emperor said uncertainly. His late stage should have already broken away from the shackles of the origin. Just explode your own origin star? Human Emperor squinted, looking at Fong Ping. After a while, he said slowly, you seem to know a lot. Fong Ping said calmly, I've seen it before. After he achieved enlightenment, he exploded his own origin star. On Enlightened Cliff? Fong Ping was not surprised. Back then, Enlightened Cliff was in the celestial court. These people often went to observe. He might not be the only one who saw it. Since Human Emperor said so, Fong Ping also admitted it openly. Yes, it was there. Don't believe everything you see so easily. Human Emperor said meaningfully. What you see may not be true. You think that breaking the star will break away from the restrictions, but it may not be true. Maybe someone wants you to see all this on purpose. Let you think that breaking the star will break away from the restrictions. Who knows, maybe it's death? Fong Ping said disapprovingly. Who cares? I don't plan to learn from him anyway. I have a dream to refine the 3 realms, refining it into my origin world. Do you think I will learn from others? Fong Ping said lightly, since Human Emperor has been a human emperor before, you should understand the uniqueness of the origin world. You should also understand that some people's origin world is unimaginably special, such as the Beast Emperor. He should have some such experiences. Fong Ping said lazily, and I am also walking this path. I can be so powerful because of these. I am refining the human world. And now it seems that the progress is not slow. I have already refined some regions, these regions into my origin world. My next goal is to integrate the entire human world into my origin world. Also, the Earth realm, misery, even including Ninth Heaven, the origin universe, these are all part of my plans. I am a person with a big dream, not something you old antiques can compare to. Fong Ping said with disdain, then said with a smile, You think I want to break the star? Then you can only say that you are thinking too much. I am stupid. What if I die after breaking? It is better to refine it bit by bit, turning everything into my own. When he said this, Human Emperor's body trembled slightly. He looked at Fong Ping with some disbelief. Human Emperor took a deep breath, looked at Fong Ping, and said in a low voice, Are you serious? Great ambition, and it might not be without a goal. This was the real Emperor path. Actually, he had guessed that Fong Ping might have embarked on this path, but at this moment, when Fong Ping really told him that his goal was to refine the three realms, Human Emperor was still shocked by his boldness. What great ambition! What great boldness! This was Fong Ping's cultivation path? This person was frightening. Human Emperor's eyes were deep, and he said in a low voice, You have to know, this path is frighteningly difficult to walk. In the past, Beast Emperor, including Dong Wang, actually wanted to walk this path. But Beast Emperor walked a distance, felt that even if he cultivated until he died, he might not achieve anything. So he just gave up. You actually have such a plan? Fong Ping said lazily. Why? Can't I even have a little dream? Why did you tell me? Fong Ping sneered. It is not like you don't know. Maybe you think I am dreaming, but I will prove that I am not dreaming. I will achieve it sooner or later. All right, do you think you can bring back the information here? You think too much. Fong Ping shook his head and said, Unless you leave now, otherwise if you really want to go with us, I am sorry. To prevent other emperors from descending with their clones to cause trouble, to intimidate those emperors, I will definitely kill your clones. Moreover, there is a huge conflict between you and me. Seeing your clones descending, I, Fong Ping, am indifferent. Aren't the other emperors looking down on me? Fong Ping said playfully, Lord Emperor, why don't you go easy on me and just kill me? Human Emperor stared at him for a long time, suddenly laughed, and said, Aren't you afraid that I will attack you now? And you have not learned the method of qualitative change. Fong Ping sneered. What am I afraid of? Even if I can't learn it this time, it is okay. I will become stronger sooner or later. But you, if you want to destroy something, you need chess pieces. I, Fong Ping, came to your door to be your sh*t stick. Are you not happy? In this three realms, when it comes to the ability to cause trouble, if I, Fong Ping, claim to be the best, no one dares to claim to be second. If you don't believe me, you can try. No matter how many chess pieces you have buried in the end, they will not be as good as me. Human Emperor laughed. This time his laugh was a little more sincere. He laughed and said, You're very interesting, bold, and very meticulous. But, Fong Ping, are you really not afraid that in the end, everything will be in vain? I am not afraid. Fong Ping was still calm. There are some things that you all think I don't know, but in reality, I may not really not know. For example, some of my problems, you all think that they are my flaws, but I don't think so. Maybe this is my bargaining chip. You all think that I will die for sure. Then I will tell you, even if I die for sure, I will die in a way that people will remember forever. Fong Ping did not avoid some of his own things, saying indifferently, whether a chess piece or a chess player, it all depends on one's strength and ability. If I have the ability, I can turn from a chess piece to a chess player. It is too common for the enemy to benefit themselves. Someone spent many years planning, and in the end, it may all be my nourishment. I want to thank him for giving me this opportunity. Human Emperor looked at Fong Ping again and again, suddenly looking at the cat, and said playfully, Lazy cat, why did you choose him to be your master? The cat looked at him in a daze. Human Emperor could not help but laugh. Are you playing dumb? You are the dumb one. The cat retorted, wagging its tail. I just don't want to answer you. Your question is so stupid. I am a cat. If a cat is caught and brought to the house and given food and drink every day, then the cat will not leave. Why don't you give me food and drink every day too? This cat will stay at your house and not leave. Human Emperor thought for a while, speechless. Forget it, I can't afford to raise a cat like you. I don't want to either. Back then, Spirit Emperor almost went broke from eating you. Can Fong Ping support a cat like you? At this point, Human Emperor continued the previous topic. I can teach you the method of qualitative change. Whether you can complete the method of qualitative change, I am not sure. All these years, Only Jean has completed the method of qualitative change, and his vitality force is different from others. Fong Ping, there is one more thing I want to remind you. This place is not simple. There is something behind it. Including the God Emperor's arrangements, the Tao tree has disappeared for nearly 10,000 years, perhaps even earlier than the Devil Emperor Unquestionable Jian. Unquestionable Jian may not have made it to the last stage, but Unquestionable Jian may have seen something, and in despair, chose to reincarnate. The Tao tree has been waiting here for 10,000 years. It is not as simple as you think. Fong Ping nodded, smiling. It has become an emperor? He was just joking, but unexpectedly. Human Emperor raised his eyebrows. A true emperor may not be, but if it is a pseudo-emperor, which is broken 9, it may not be impossible. Fong Ping frowned. What is the difference between a broken 9 and an emperor? You can think of it as an extreme Tao. Human Emperor said lightly. Maybe the Tao tree has also embarked on an extreme Tao and has the power of broken 9. Of course, this is only a possibility. In short, don't underestimate the Tao tree. It has left behind a backup plan in these stages. Human Emperor looked up at the sky, saying in a low voice, including this place. Its roots have densely covered the entire void. At a critical moment, it can open all the stages, connect them into a passageway, penetrate a passageway, and gather everyone together. Fong Ping took a deep breath. Then why isn't it doing that now? It is also observing, waiting, searching, and judging. Everything that you have done to break through the stages may be in its eyes. Of course, this stage, it may be able to see some things, but it cannot completely grasp everything, because the controller of this place has already been killed and merged by me. Fong Ping said again. What is the God Emperor trying to do? What is the Tao tree trying to do? This, you can only explore it yourself. You are not going to break through the stages? Not going. Human Emperor smiled faintly. After all, I'm only an avatar. Even if there are gains, I may not be able to bring them back. It is better to take root here, at the final stage. We may also gather at the last stage. It will save us trouble. If we meet at that time, you and I can cooperate. Having said that, Human Emperor said again, Zhen is also here. He came here, and if there are no accidents, he must want to break the Void Gate. Break the 3 gates, but this is the Void Gate. He also has no gate to break. Even if he really passed through the 3 gates, without the false path, I am afraid that Zhen will not be able to continue his path. Human Emperor said this only to dispel some of Fong Ping's delusions, laughing. If you are hoping that Zhen can break the 3 gates, he will have the power to break 9 gates. I am afraid you will be disappointed. Fong Ping said indifferently, not really, whether he can break 9 gates or not. I actually don't care too much. I like to rely on myself to break all conspiracies and schemes, no matter how strong others are. They are still others, not me. Fong Ping. You are ambitious. I am just afraid that you can't do it. Human Emperor did not want to say more at this moment. He began to talk about his method of qualitative change. The key to the method of qualitative change was splitting and merging. Split 1 calorie vitality. Replenish the strength of the split vitality to 1 calorie, then merge the 2. Whether it was splitting or merging, it was a huge problem, especially the final merging, to forcefully complete the vitality qualitative change. This step, if one was not careful, would cause their vitality to explode. It was terrifyingly difficult. Fong Ping listened carefully, trying to split his vitality into a card, then split the card into 2. But he kept failing. It was too difficult. Even the cat encountered a problem at this moment. This cat split for a while, reluctantly splitting the 1 calorie vitality into 2, but when it recovered again, the merging stage was exploding again and again. In the end, the cat was also impatient. It did not have that much patience. Everything was just for fun. Now that this was not fun, it did not want to play anymore. Fong Ping was still trying. The cat was already lying there, ready to sleep. At this moment, it did not forget to ridicule Human Emperor, muttering, "You don't know how to teach students, so stupid. Only the blood-red guy and old man Emperor Nan know how to teach students." It despised Human Emperor for not knowing how to teach students. Looking at Heavenly Emperor Zhan and Emperor Nan, It quickly learned combat techniques and the vitality augmentation skill, but this method of qualitative change, it kept failing, all because Human Emperor did not know how to teach. It was a top student cat, but it could not learn. This could only mean that Human Emperor was trash. Human Emperor smiled without saying a word, too lazy to care about it. This cat's talent was really strong, but with this cat's personality, it was already lucky that it could come this far. Even if its talent was better than Fong Ping, in Human Emperor's opinion, Fong Ping was the one who could really go further. Many times, martial artists did not just talk about talent. Fong Ping's talent was also top-notch. On this foundation, Fong Ping had the determination and perseverance. Just as he was thinking, Fong Ping suddenly scolded, "What rubbish method of qualitative change? It wastes time, at least 1 or 2 years to learn it. With this time, I might as well improve myself. Forging jade bones won't take that long." Human Emperor decided to take back what he said just now. He was thinking too much. This guy in front of him was not a patient person. 1 or 2 years. Was it really that long? Maybe. Human Emperor had to remind him. This is just an empty realm. Time is different from the outside world. 1 or 2 years here, maybe 1 or 2 months in the outside world. It is actually worth it. Not worth it? It was worth it, all right. Even John spent more than 10 years to learn the method of qualitative change back then. Of course, Jean at that time might not be as strong as Fong Ping now. Fong Ping did not care about this. 1 or 2 months was also very long. Right now, it was difficult for him to even separate his vitality into 2 parts, not to mention fusing them. Fong Ping knew that the main reason was that he did not have enough control. To achieve this level of control, it was best for him to obtain Dao. But in front of Human Emperor, he could not do that. Fong Ping pretended to be impatient. He might as well stop learning. In reality, he already knew the key to it. He just needed to remember it. At most, he could go back and retrieve Dao, try it again. It should be much easier. Moreover, he could still hide it in front of Human Emperor. There was no need for him to show off too much in front of Human Emperor. There was no need to let this guy see his genius. Fong Ping did not care. He said casually, "My jade bones are about to be formed. Very soon, I will be able to go through a qualitative change myself. Forget it, I'm not learning. It's just a waste of time. Human Emperor, if you really want to help me, then help me take the Heavenly King seal from King Qian. This is more reliable than your method of qualitative change." Human Emperor frowned, cursing in his heart. This guy, was there really a need to count on him? He did not even have this little bit of patience. It made him a little disappointed. Some of the expectations from before somewhat turned into nothing. Fong Ping previously said that he was ambitious, but now he was not even willing to spend this little bit of time. The method of qualitative change, to everyone, was a great opportunity, but he did not cherish it at all. Such a person, could he go far? Human Emperor frowned. Fong Ping lazily did not care. The benefits first, he did not care about the rest. Human Emperor took a deep breath, really feeling a little disappointed. After a while, Human Emperor said, "I can send you out of this stage, but I can't help you with the matter of King Qian. Otherwise, I will also be exposed." Fong Ping frowned. "You can't even help with such a small matter. Forget it. It's useless to count on you. It's better to rely on myself than others." Fong Ping looked unhappy, a little dissatisfied. Human Emperor closed his eyes and did not say a word. He would not help Fong Ping take the Heavenly King seal. This time, he did not come here to show off his imperial power. As for Fong Ping, he did not say anything, but in his heart, he calculated for a while. He was a little happy. He returned to complete the method of qualitative change. Then his strength would increase a lot. Of course, this was not something that could be done overnight. In the next stage, he could stay a little longer. Chapter 1309. Fong Ping did not continue to try the method of qualitative change. The Emperor was willing to help him break through, but Fong Ping was not too happy. At this moment, Fong Ping walked down from the void and looked at King Qian, chuckling. "Old Qian, do you want to exchange the Heavenly King seal for treasures? The unification force will help you break through 8. As he said that, a ball of energy appeared in Fong Ping's hand. He smiled. This is the unification fusion force that I condensed after killing the Beast Emperor 60 times. This thing usually only exists after achieving Tao and becoming an emperor. I killed the Beast Emperor 60 times and only managed to condense 3 of them. I ate one, and the effects were amazing. What do you think about exchanging it for a Heavenly King seal? King Qian was not an ignorant person. When he saw that ball of energy, his eyes moved slightly. Beside him, Lu Shan and Yin Fei's eyes also changed slightly. Fang Ping really killed the Beast Emperor. This thing was definitely not easy to obtain. King Qian squinted. Fang Ping smiled. Don't even think about snatching it. You won't get it. I can break through 8 anytime. Of course, the price I have to pay is not small. Why do you have to fight to the death with me? Isn't it enough to exchange the unification fusion force for your Heavenly King seal? Fang Ping sighed. It's just a weapon. Is it more important than increasing your strength? Don't count on getting it from the Beast Emperor stage. There are still a few Heavenly Kings trapped there. I'm afraid you can only condense 1 after killing 2 Heavenly Kings. You know whether I'm lying or not. You have to kill 2 Heavenly Kings and break through to the Beast Emperor stage. How high is the probability? You calculate it yourself. Do you exchange the Heavenly King seal or not? If your powers are fused together, you might still be able to overcome this trial and continue on. Otherwise, you might not be able to continue on. Fang Ping smiled. Let's make a deal. You benefit and I benefit. Don't count on yourself to take advantage of me without paying anything. I don't want to fight you openly at this time, although we have already fallen out. King Qian frowned and said in a low voice, If I give you the Heavenly King seal, I'm afraid your strength will be stronger. If you bite back, Fang Ping rolled his eyes and was speechless. If you don't give it to me, I won't be strong. When I become stronger, I will look for you first. If you can protect me, you will be the best. Now, other than you, only King Jin has the Heavenly King seal. Unless King Jin meets Hong Kuan and returns the Heavenly King seal, if I meet him in the next stage, I will kill him with 1 slap. Unless you don't want it and give it to someone stronger, you'll be the last one. Otherwise, you'll be slapped to death. Do you want to exchange it for benefits? Or do you want to give it to someone else for free? Think about it yourself. Fang Ping grinned and said, If it really doesn't work, this unification fusion power can also be used as the price of the bounty. As he spoke, Fang Ping looked at Yin Fei and Lu Shan. King Qian's heart jolted. Lu Shan and Yin Fei smiled awkwardly. Lu Shan looked at King Qian with a bright smile on his face. It was clear he would not participate in this. However, how could King Qian dare to believe him? Put a bounty on him. King Qian looked at Fang Ping and said in a low voice, I can give you the Heavenly King seal. I only want to ask you one thing. How effective is the Heavenly King seal and Saint's token in stabilizing the origin? It was not that nobody had seized the Heavenly King seal and the Saint Order before. King Qian had also been in charge of the Heavenly King seal for many years. But the effect was only average. Why did Fang Ping's ability improve so quickly every time he obtained these? Fang Ping smiled and said, Are you the same as me? You don't understand my ambition. I use the Heavenly King seal and Saint's token not to suppress the origin, but to suppress some cities in the source world. Of course, you won't understand even if I tell you. I'm afraid the human emperor will understand, right? As soon as he said that, the human emperor behind him narrowed his eyes. Previously, he was also curious how Fang Ping's ability improved so quickly. Now that he thought about what Fang Ping said about refining the 3 realms, it turned out that this fellow relied on the Saint's token and Heavenly King seal to suppress those projection cities. No wonder this fellow's ability improved so quickly that it was frightening. Fang Ping grinned and said, King Qian, I've said what I need to say. I don't like to hide things. If you're strong, you're strong. If you're weak, you can pretend to be weak. If you're strong, I don't mind you imitating me. If you're capable, you can walk on my path and seize the Heavenly King seal and Saint's token. If you seize them and your ability improves, it'll be worth it. But now, you know very well that the Heavenly King seal is for me to improve my ability. In your hands, Although a demigod weapon is powerful, it's not much stronger than a holy weapon. Do you choose to fight to the death with me or exchange for benefits and improve your ability? The most powerful thing in the three realms isn't the weapon, but yourself. Improving yourself is the right way. What do you think? King Qian understood this principle. As long as the Heavenly King's seal was in his hands, Fong Ping would not let go of this opportunity. He could be bitten by Fong Ping at any time. One was a weapon, the other was an important shortcut to improve himself. If it were him, he would not give it up either. However, he was also a little unwilling to watch Fong Ping's ability improve without doing anything. At this moment, Fong Ping smiled and said, "Your Majesty, send me to the next stage." King Qian was slightly stunned. Fong Ping was leaving? He had broken through? Fong Ping's ability would only become stronger as he broke through. If they really met again, maybe Fong Ping really had the confidence to defeat him. Even if he had broken through Peak 7, King Qian did not think he could win Fong Ping for sure. Taking a deep breath, King Qian said in a low voice, "2 portions of this power. 1 portion. Take it or leave it." Fong Ping said coldly, "Do you think I'm joking? If you meet Sheng Hong and Tianji, if they are still alive, ask them if the 2 Heavenly Kings' lives are enough to exchange for this mass of unification fusion power." King Qian's expression changed. Soon, he gritted his teeth and a Heavenly King's seal appeared in his hand. He said in a low voice, "I'll give it to you. However, you can't take the Heavenly King's seal from General King Kun has already refined it completely. Fong Ping, could not be bothered with him. You're joking. When it comes to me, it's useless no matter how King Kun refines it." Soon, Fong Ping threw out the fusion power. Although King Qian was reluctant, he still threw out the Heavenly King's seal. At this point, Fong Ping was left with 1 Heavenly King's seal and 1 Saint Order. As for the remaining Saint Order, he had actually refined it, and it was in Tianbai's hand. If he met Tianbai, this thing would be his. Holding the Heavenly King's seal, Fong Ping exhaled. Previously, he thought it was impossible to collect all the Heavenly King's seals in Saint Order. Now he was almost done. The last 9 Emperor seal was in the hands of the Monster Emperor. Fong Ping felt that it was only a matter of time before he got it. After getting the Heavenly King seal and learning the method of qualitative change, Fong Ping had gained a lot from this round. The Emperor did not stop him anymore. Soon, he sent him and the cat on their way. At this moment, Fong Ping had broken through 5 rounds in a row. At the same time, in a basilica, in front of a young man, images appeared one after another. Fong Ping was one of them. Broke through 5 rounds in a row. The young man murmured. It was too fast, so fast that it was unbelievable. How long had it been? Could this person be the one he was waiting for? Soon, the young man looked at another image. It also showed a young man's appearance. The young man murmured, "Is that you?" Unquestionable sword. He did not know if it was him, but this person came here through the means left behind by unquestionable sword. Moreover, this person's speed of breaking through was not slow. Of course, it could not be compared to the guy who came later. However, this person had broken through 8 rounds in a row in the past year. His speed was extremely fast. The young man glanced at Jiang Hao in the image, then at Fong Ping. Soon, his gaze landed on the others. Li Zhu. He had broken through 3 rounds. Hong Yu had also broken through 3 rounds. Weapon God Envoy had broken through 4 rounds. One was more freakish than the other. The young man frowned. This time, there were really many freaks. The rounds in this place were not so easy to break. Even if they broke through, it would take a lot of time. However, these people were faster than the other. 3 rounds, 4 rounds, 5 rounds, it was unbelievable. In the next moment, the young man looked at another image. He frowned slightly, not understanding the situation. This person had not broken through a single round. However, this person was worth paying attention to. This round was considered difficult for Celestial Emperor. The stronger he met, the stronger he became. This person's strength was average, but he had been grinding with Celestial Emperor for a long time. While the young man was watching the image, in a huge arena, Tai Tu threw a punch. A domineering man opposite him also threw a punch. Rumble. Both of them retreated at the same time. Tai Tu retreated more, cracks appearing on his bones. Tai Tu scolded, "That's enough. That's enough." Opposite him, Celestial Emperor also scolded. Tai Tu was furious. "You're learning from me again. You're learning from me again." Opposite him, Celestial Emperor's projection also scolded. After scolding, both of them continued to fight each other. Very soon, Tai Tu flew out, exasperated. "I'm really done. You're always using underhanded methods. Motherf asterisk cur. Do you really think I can't kill you?" He had enough of the bastard opposite him. Not only did he always learn from him, he was also especially underhanded, specializing in the lower three areas. Opposite him, Celestial Emperor's projection was also puzzled. Who the F asterisk CK was learning from who? Could you be learning from me? Every time he finished saying what he wanted to say, what could he do? This guy was very stubborn. Celestial Emperor's projection was also puzzled. How could a mere true god be so powerful? At this moment, the void shattered. A figure fell from the sky. The moment Fong Ping saw Tai Tu, he also saw the figure opposite him. At this moment, Fong Ping instantly entered the origin realm. In the blink of an eye, Fong Ping appeared again, but his aura had declined greatly. Of course, he concealed his aura. He did not know if the person opposite him had sensed it. At this moment, Fong Ping took down Dao. His strength instantly dropped from the level of Broken 7 to the level of Saint. The gap was huge. At this moment, in the void, another figure condensed. It was still Celestial Emperor. In this place, Celestial Emperor appeared according to the strength of the person who came and the stronger the opponent. This round, they needed to defeat Celestial Emperor. At this moment, another figure condensed. It was not aimed at Fong Ping, but at Fong Ping. This figure was also extremely powerful. However, the strength of the two figures that formed in an instant was a little erratic, as if there was a problem with the program. At this moment, both Fong Ping and the old cat felt an invisible force brushing past them. Fong Ping smiled, dispelling the concealed aura. At this moment, the opposite projection condensed quickly. Soon, an aura with the strength of a beginner saint rose. The distance was not determined by the length of the origin realm. If it was based on the origin realm, beginner martial artists would not be able to judge directly. Instead, it measured the overall strength. The aura that brushed past just now was not ordinary. Fong Ping had fallen to saint. At this moment, he also condensed a saint projection. As for the one corresponding to Fong Ping at this moment, it seemed to be a little erratic. Fong Ping stared at the figure with widened eyes, as if he knew the purpose of this round, and immediately said, "I'm only rank 9. He was only rank 9. He had not even become a true god. After shouting, Fong Ping hurriedly said, "I don't fight, don't hit cats." He did not fight. However, no one paid attention to him. At this moment, the opposite projection became illusory for a while and gradually formed. As for the aura, it was fixed at peak saint. It was stronger than Fong Ping's corresponding projection. Fong Ping glanced at Fong Ping doubtfully. This cat's strength was close to saint previously. If the force conversion was successful, it would have the strength of peak breakthrough 6 or even breakthrough 7. Why was the corresponding projection only at saint? At this moment, Fong Ping curled his lips. Idiot! How smart was this cat? He had already withdrawn all the force. He could convert force, and of course he could also convert force back into vitality force. In this way, naturally, he only had the strength of a saint. Previously, when the aura brushed past him, he did not feel the existence of force. Naturally, he could not determine the true strength of Fong Ping. He could only determine the strength of a saint. Two saints. At this moment, among the two condensed saints, the stronger one opened his mouth and said coldly, "Defeat me, and you can pass." As he said that, he suddenly glared at Fong Ping. "I'm a little familiar with you. What kind of monster are you?" Fong Ping squatted on the ground, looking dissatisfied. "You're the monster. Idiot, iron head, big idiot." Fong Ping scolded a few times and snorted. "You even forgot about me. I'm the kitten that you raised." You said you won't hit cats. You actually hit me. This cat seemed to have noticed that this projection had very little memory. At this moment, he actually started to fool people. These projections indeed did not have much memory. Perhaps Batian Emperor did not use his brain much, so his memory was relatively less. It was mainly fragments of battles. Therefore, the projection that appeared did not have much memory. Most of it was battle experience and moves. At this moment, hearing that, he frowned slightly, a little uncertain. The cat that this emperor raised? On the other side, Ironhead also saw Fong Ping and Fong Ping at this moment. Upon seeing them, he was overjoyed. Then he scolded, "Fong Ping, kill this bastard. He keeps learning from me." Fong Ping rolled his eyes and said lazily, "Scolding him is scolding you. Don't you know that you two are from the same family?" As he said that, he looked at the projection in front of him and yawned. "The one fighting in the arena is your son, Batian Emperor. You even hit your son. Do you feel bad about it?" Fong Ping could also see that this projection did not have much memory. There was no other reason. Not knowing a cat was obviously a sign that he did not have much memory. Fong Ping chuckled. "Your son has already inherited your emperor armor, yet you're still treating him like this. This is your only son, the only bloodline of your celestial emperor. You should give him benefits when you should. What's the point of beating him so hard?" Right now, in the 3 realms, other people's sons are at least heavenly kings who have broken 8 ranks. Your son is a true god. Don't you think it's embarrassing for you, Batian Emperor? Right now, the 3 realms are laughing at you, laughing that Batian Emperor's son is only a true god and a disgrace. Right now, you, Batian Emperor, have a lot of nicknames in the 3 realms. You're an incompetent person who only knows how to be reckless. Ironhead, fool. Dumbass fool. Fong Ping ridiculed him. The 3 projections of Batian Emperor frowned. My son? This emperor's son? How could it be? This emperor doesn't have a son in his memory. Hurry up and get the emperor armor out. Fong Ping shouted. You met your old man. How dare you be so reckless with your old man? Are you stupid? You're the same as your old man. You're both Ironhead, full of water. Previously, Emperor Shi opened the back door for his son. Emperor Nen gave his mount special attention. The son of Batian Emperor are living too miserably. Ironhead was still in a daze. Who was his son? However, very soon, Ironhead knew that Fong Ping had actually started bluffing people the moment he came. Bluffing dead people. This projection was no different from a dead person. Fong Ping, on the other hand, started bluffing the moment he came. Was he not embarrassed? Li Hansong had never thought of bluffing his way through. At most, it would be a battle. He also quite liked to fight, and it was the kind where they were evenly matched. However, at this moment, Li Hansong cursed Fong Ping in his heart. In the next moment, his face turned red. Emperor armor appeared, covering his big red face. He roared, "Dad, your son doesn't need to rely on Dad. I can go far by myself. Don't send me to Heavenly King Realm." Fong Ping's teeth hurt. "I just said that. You're good. You even called me Dad." The projection of Batian Emperor, who was fighting him, was stunned for a moment. It was really Emperor armor. Although he did not have much memory, he still remembered what a weapon was. Moreover, when he met a powerhouse, he would also show Emperor armor. This was the real thing. Emperor armor. It was his own weapon. The projection of Batian Emperor was really a little stunned. The guy in front of him, who looked very similar to him, was really his descendant? Only descendant? Heir? Only true god strength? Ridiculed by the 3 realms? The Batian Emperor who was fighting him frowned, feeling a little sullen. He had been competitive all his life. He wanted to be stronger than others in everything. He wanted to be the strongest in the 3 realms. His weapon wanted to be the strongest. His combat techniques wanted to be the strongest. His flesh wanted to be the strongest. His spiritual consciousness, cough cough, was a little weak. But his son was the weakest in the 3 realms? This could not afford to lose that face. This was really his son. He did not want to admit it. There was no such thing in his memory. On the other side, Fong Ping said lazily, "What's the use of being a heavenly king? The 2 sons of the earthly emperor have broken through 8. The daughter of the North Emperor is almost 8. The son of the West Emperor is also almost 8. The disciple of the Emperor has broken through 7. Heavenly King. Breaking 6 is still a Heavenly King. If you break 6, aren't you still the weakest Heavenly King? Moreover, your combat strength is average. In the 3 realms today, breaking 6 Heavenly Kings is courting death. Opposite Fong Ping, the projection of Batian Emperor, snorted coldly. Big words. Heavenly Kings are also the supreme overlords in the 3 realms. Do you really think I don't know anything? Fong Ping sneered. Heavenly King Overlord? Are you kidding me? Do you think I'm bragging because I'm a saint? Humph, that was what he meant. Fong Ping laughed. Let me ask a question first. You have a projection here. If I break through, will the projection become stronger? The projection of Batian Emperor was incomparably cold. He did not look like a joker, nor did he look like the kind of guy who would fight anyone he saw. However, this was only a projection of his battle. It did not represent his entire memory. Even when Fong Ping saw his cold face, he still thought he was a joker. He was not afraid of him at all. The Batian Emperor frowned and said coldly, "Of course not. Breaking through in battle is also your ability. If you can break through, it is your strength. Why would you project again? Isn't that looking down on me?" Before he finished speaking, Fong Ping quickly entered the origin realm. In the next moment, Fong Ping appeared again. In the blink of an eye, his chi activity erupted completely. The Batian Emperor's projection was stunned. This Fong Ping stretched his limbs and said indifferently, "I'm just a nobody. I've only broken 7. In the 3 realms, I'm just an inconspicuous figure. Of course, my strength can break through at any time. Do you want to see me break 8? Fong Ping sighed. Breaking 8 is actually nothing. There are strong and weak breakthroughs too. Breaking 2 and breaking 1 are still different. Just like this cat in front of you. It used to be very weak. Now, if it wants to break through, it can actually be done in the blink of an eye." Having said that, Fong Ping kicked the cat's fat butt. The cat was stunned for a moment. Very quickly, the force in its body was activated. In the blink of an eye, its chi activity was a lot stronger than before. The 3 Batian Emperor's projections were stunned. What was this? Fong Ping laughed. This place has been 30,000 years since your era. You probably don't know what happened in the past 30,000 years. Your son has been sealed for 30,000 years. He has long fallen behind. True God Realm. Now, True God Realm is the starting point of the 3 realms. Many babies are True God Realm. Of course, maybe in your era, True God Realm was still considered a powerhouse. Now, if you're not a Heavenly King, do you have the cheek to call yourself a martial artist? Fong Ping sighed and shook his head. Take this cat for example. It's just a cat for fun. It's also a Heavenly King. You know, it's even worse than a cat. As Fong Ping said that, he kicked the cat's chin with the tip of his foot. Look, I can even tease this Heavenly King's cat as I please. Your son is really weak. The cat blinked at Fong Ping. Fong Ping smiled and stretched out his finger. Give me some benefits. Don't look at me. The cat saw that and rubbed its big head against Fong Ping's foot. As long as you give me some benefits, I don't mind letting you play with me for a while. Cats were meant to be played with. Of course, the prerequisite was that there were benefits. Otherwise, he would not let me play with it. The Batian Emperor frowned. Was the 3 realms like this now? Even a cat was stronger than his son? It was not stronger, it was much stronger. A Heavenly King cat. And his son was only at the level of a baby? He was a little unconvinced. He said in a low voice, "Many years ago, a young man came here to break through. Unquestionable sword? True God Realm?" Fong Ping said lazily. He had already broken through 8 before. Then, he was beaten to death. His corpse was already cold. That's what happened to breaking through 8. The Batian Emperor frowned. There's someone else? Fong Ping laughed. If there is, they're at least at 7 or 8 now. Anyway, there are a lot of powerhouses outside. With my strength, I can only pretend to be a grandson outside. Your son is almost the same outside. He's acknowledged many fathers for you. He's been pretending to be a grandson for a long time. There was a rumble. The true god Batian Emperor punched Iron Head until he vomited blood. The killing intent on his body was boiling. What the hell? This cheap son of his had acknowledged him as a father outside, wearing Emperor armor, which Powerhouse did not know that this was their armor. This bastard wore Emperor armor and acknowledged him as a grandfather outside. The Batian Emperor's killing intent was boiling. He wanted to kill. Li Hansong complained incessantly. Motherf asterisk Kerr. Fong Ping was digging his own grave. P.S. Strive for 3 chapters. Chapter 13:10. The Batian Heaven Monarch was enraged. He strived to win in every aspect. Even if he was just a faint memory projection, he still had the desire to win. But now, his only bloodline, his direct descendant, was actually a grandson outside. Even worse than a baby. Celestial Emperor Batian wasn't a fool. He wouldn't mistake the direct disciple for someone else. However, Tai Tu's Arch Armor was not part of his bloodline. Unless he died, no one else could use it. Even if he died and someone else took it away, they would not be able to use it so seamlessly. No wonder he had felt that his origin energy was somewhat familiar. Now that he looked at it, wasn't this his origin energy? It turned out that he really was her son. No wonder their personalities were so similar. Even the way they spoke was similar. They liked to headbutt their opponents when they couldn't beat them. He had done the same thing when he was weak. Now he understood. Heredity. These projections weren't really heartless and selfless. They were all Powerhouse's memory projections. Although they seem to have become memory programs now, if they really did not have any feelings, why would Emperor West let Fong Ping take care of Celestial Pole? If there was no favor, why would Heavenly Emperor Zhan let Fong Ping meet him after he had broken out of seclusion? If it was just a cold program, why would Emperor Nin give Fong Ping and the cat special treatment? Therefore, these programs also had a human connection. Fong Ping had noticed this before. Hence, when he saw Celestial Emperor Batian, he immediately started to deceive him, trying to get some benefits for Iron Head. In any case, he's your son. Aren't you embarrassed to not give him some benefits? Tai Tu is too weak. Fong Ping sensed for a while, including his origin, he was still at true god level. However, he was close to Emperor level. His improvement was not slow. However, when Old Wong reached the Saint Realm, even Fong Ping despised him for being weak. Not to mention Iron Head, truly weak. This guy had been roaming around in the Chu Wu continent for a while, yet he only had this much strength. It looked like he was not doing well in the Chu Wu continent and was wasting his time. In the human world, he might even be able to help him improve a lot. Of course, at this moment, Fong Ping was not counting on Celestial Emperor Batian. He casually tossed over a lump of consolidation fusion power and smiled faintly. Han Song, don't count on your cheap old man. He's just a projection. His strength and ability are average. After eating this thing, he should be able to achieve Emperor level. I have learned countless battle techniques from the Heaven battling the Arch. I will teach you one later. He learned the method of returning to origin from Emperor Nan. At Human Emperor's place, he had learned how to change the quality of his chi and blood, which were all good stuff. If you learn all of them, you won't have a problem becoming a sage, let alone a heavenly king. Back then, I was already weak among the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors, so I can't count on you now. If you follow me, I guarantee that you'll have a good life. Bastard! Heavenly Monarch Batian bellowed. He was being ridiculed. Bastard! On the other side, Tai Tu did not care about this. He quickly grabbed the fusion energy and was about to eat it. At this moment, the true god realm, Celestial the Arch, shouted angrily, "You are not allowed to eat it. I, the son of Tyrant, will not eat food given to me by others." Bastard, what a disgrace. Just a little bit of benefit like feeding a dog, and you want your son to bow down to you? Damn it. No backbone, no ambition, bastard, damn it, shameful. This is not the son of the Batian Emperor. Tai Tu paid no heed to Zhang Xian. As he ate, he said, "I'm used to it. There are too many experts out there. If I didn't eat the food given to me by others, I would have died a long time ago. How could I have the chance to be here? When I was young, I wandered the streets, begging for food, fighting with dogs for food. Dog. Heavenly Hound? Bastard. How dare you bully me? Heavenly Monarch Batian actually remembered Heavenly Hound. At this moment, his hair stood on end. How dare my son fight with a dog for food? Heavenly Hound, if you meet me, I will crush your dog head. Heavenly Hound shouted. Bastard, he was furious. Achoo! A sneeze shook the entire world. Heavenly Hound, who was still reading, was stunned. He raised his head and looked at the cat that came out of the hole in the sky. He asked curiously, Stupid cat, did you scold me? Meow. Not you? Heavenly Hound frowned. If not you, then who is it? How dare you scold me? Who did I offend? This is comparable to the time when Heavenly Monarch Batian wanted to kill me. Now that Heavenly Monarch Batian is dead, who is still thinking about me? Heavenly Hound could not understand. Forget it. I am too lazy to think about it. As long as it is not Heavenly Monarch Batian, then again, his reincarnation is here, and I can beat him up. Why should I be afraid of him? Heavenly Hound wagged his tail in disdain. It is useless no matter who is thinking about me. I'm not afraid of him. All these years, I am only afraid of Heavenly Monarch Batian. Heavenly Monarch Batian could not care less about Heavenly Hound. He did not know that Heavenly Hound had also entered this place. At this time, Heavenly Monarch Batian looked at his son like a starving ghost, eating the fusion power given by someone else. He was angry and sad. Is this what happened to my son? The 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors have disappeared. No one can prove that my real body has fallen. Who dares to treat my son like this? Heavenly Monarch Batian was furious. He knew some things, such as the disappearance of the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors, but no one could prove that Heavenly Monarch Batian was dead. Heavenly Monarch Batian's only son actually ended up like this. It was too miserable. At this moment, the 3 avatars of Heavenly Monarch Batian merged into one. Not only that, in the void, the avatars merged into one. Among all the stages, even if Heavenly Monarch Batian's stage was not the most difficult, it was definitely in the top 3. This was because no matter what realm you entered, he would become stronger. At this moment, these avatars merged into one. Even Fong Ping's heart palpitated. This definitely has the combat strength of Breaking 8. At this time, Heavenly Monarch Batian said angrily, The 3 of you have passed. Fong Ping's realm was too high. Breaking 7 to fight a saint. Heavenly Monarch Batian was no match for him, no matter how strong he was. He felt that he could fight a saint if Heavenly Cat, Heavenly King fought a saint, but now he was not interested. As for his son, Emperor level, regardless of whether he was a match for him, he could pass if he went easy on him. He did not want to take the test anymore. Right now, he just couldn't contain his anger. Who dared to bully his own son like this? True God. Previously, he thought that this young man was not weak. He was already close to Emperor level at such a young age, but now, this new guy who entered seemed to be younger than his son and had already broken 7 heavenly kings. What did this mean? How could his son be inferior to him? Obviously, someone was suppressing his son. How hateful. The merged Heavenly Monarch Batian was very strong. His gaze was like a knife as he looked at Fong Ping and said coldly, You dare to raise my son like a dog. This time, I will not argue with you. If there is a next time, I will definitely kill you. Fong Ping curled his lips. Although his heart was palpitating, he was not afraid. He sneered and said, Say whatever you want. A benefactor is an enemy. Your son was almost beaten to death many times, and it was me who saved his life. You are biting the hand that feeds you. A true God is too weak. What can I do? Do I have to treat him like a father? Moreover, although you have broken 8 now, your real body has fallen. I may not be afraid of you. With your strength, if you go out, you will be beaten to death. There is no need to be arrogant in front of me. I am only 21 years old. How old are you? Do you think this is the era of the past? The 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors ruling the 3 realms? Fong Ping was too lazy to say anything. While refining the Saint Order and the Heavenly King seal, he said, I will cultivate for a while before leaving. This time, there are too many people who have broken 8. I am no match for them now. If I do not break 8, I do not have the confidence to pass. After refining the Saint Order and the Heavenly King seal, and then settling the method of qualitative change, I should also break 8. After going out this time, in the 3 realms, I can be considered to have a small status. When that time comes, you can rest assured that I will take care of your son. Although breaking 8 is not that great, it is still considered a powerhouse. I still have 7 or 8 heavenly kings under me. In the 3 realms, it is also considered a large force. Don't worry, your son and I are friends. We are brothers. How can I not take care of him? Raising 7 or 8 heavenly kings, if he wanted to break 8, this kind of force would only have a small achievement in the 3 realms. Even Celestial Emperor was at a loss. How strong was the 3 realms today? Was it so strong? After he merged into one, he also had the strength of breaking 8, and he was a powerhouse among breaking 8. Even this could not intimidate the other party. 21 years old. On the other side, Ironhead said in a low voice, "Although I have been awake for 22 years, I am not that old. Before 30, I will strive to break 8. Fong Ping, don't worry, it will not be too embarrassing. You are good enough. If you can become a heavenly king before 30, you will burn incense." Fong Ping sighed. Trash is a little trash, but there is no other way. Who asked you to inherit Celestial Emperor's bloodline? This bloodline is too weak. Those ancient bloodlines are not good enough. The bloodlines now are frighteningly strong. Although we do not have a strong father generation to rely on, we have tried our best to get to where we are today. He did not have a strong father generation to rely on. Celestial Emperor was at a loss. Was he really that weak? Was his bloodline really not good enough? He became a heavenly king before 30, but he actually became trash. Were the fragments in his memory fake? Or could it be that too much time had passed, and the 3 realms had really changed so much that he did not recognize them at all? Celestial Emperor was at a loss with sadness. Why did this happen? I, Celestial Emperor, have never been weaker than anyone in my life, but in the end, I harmed my own son. He had the strength of breaking 8, but at this moment, he did not have the slightest confidence. This was because the young man in front of him was becoming stronger right in front of him. Celestial Emperor felt it. He closed his eyes, feeling inexplicably sad. My true body has perished, and I'm just a memory. I'm like a prisoner here, while my son is suffering in the outside world. Because of me, his father, he's being looked down upon, targeted, and looked down upon by others. What a tragedy. The era of the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors. Is it over just like that? Has the glory of the past come to an end? Why is this happening? Why? Celestial Emperor was really sad. Looking at Ironhead, there was an indescribable sadness and desolation. My son has actually fallen into such a situation. At this moment, Celestial Emperor asked in a low voice, "How is the strength of the Emperor realm in the outside world?" Fong Ping answered casually, "It's all right. There are actually not many Emperor realm. Although there are many who have broken 8, there are also overlords in the outside world. Some of the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors from your era have come back to life and are now ruling over a region. For example, the human emperor is now an overlord. The emperor god is also one of the overlords. Oh, and the guys like Heaven Reverse Emperor are still alive. Their status is not bad. Although they cannot rule over the 3 realms, they are doing well. A few days ago, I even had some dealings with the human emperor. That fellow said that although he wasn't as free as before, he was still living comfortably. I think he's doing pretty well. I'll let Han Song try to get him to join the human emperor. Maybe he'll be able to get some benefits. Bastard, don't." Celestial Emperor did not suspect anything because this guy seemed to be using the method of qualitative transformation. This should be the human emperor, right? He seemed to have sensed some familiar aura from Fong Ping. In his memory, there was still the human emperor. Most of the memories that he retained were of battles. As for the battle memories, most of them were the 9 sovereigns and the other 3 emperors. At the thought of his own son wagging his tail and begging for some benefits from the human emperor, he was so excited that he was about to explode. Celestial Emperor looked at Li Han Song with a complicated gaze. "So, you have been living such a miserable life. Why did you not tell me before?" Emperor Armor did not appear before. Was it because you were afraid? Afraid that someone would snatch it away? You did not have the strength and did not dare to show it. Are you used to hiding? How pitiful! Ironhead saw that Celestial Emperor's eyes were full of love and sympathy. He felt depressed. You took it for real? Your IQ is too low, isn't it? You took the bait just like that? Fong Ping was just bluffing a few times. If it was so simple you gave me benefits, I look down on you. In the future, he would fight with anyone who said that he was the reincarnation of Celestial Emperor. I am not the reincarnation of a fool. He did not want the benefits anymore. It was too embarrassing. He was fooled by Fong Ping like a fool. Was this really his past life? Although this was not his real body, he still felt embarrassed. Although he thought so, Celestial Emperor did not care about this. At this moment, he suddenly snorted. I, Celestial Emperor, was invincible in the three realms. In the past, even when I was only in the extreme path, I was never afraid of the Emperor. I dared to fight anyone. Now my son is so weak. Hateful, sad, pitiful, and shameful. He was angry, but he also felt ashamed. At this moment, Celestial Emperor suddenly looked at Ironhead and shouted coldly, "You have lost all your face. You are not even comparable to a baby. Although I am at fault, you did not work hard enough and did not improve enough. It is wrong to be weak, then become strong. How can you be a lackey?" Ironhead snorted and cursed in his heart. Who did not work hard enough? On the other side, Fong Ping added, he is still considered hardworking. You can see from his combat experience that he is also a veteran of hundreds of battles. He could not bear the burden of his father, and his bloodline is too weak. Look at me, my vitality is so strong. He condensed a touch of vitality in his hand. Celestial Emperor's pupils shrank as if he remembered something. He said in a low voice, "True blood force. No wonder. Could it be that the outside world is full of true blood force inheritances?" Yes, my true blood force is considered weak. There are even stronger ones. Do you think others cannot be strong? What about Frostpine? What does he rely on? Does he rely on those tough bones of yours? Fong Ping was speechless. There are a lot of jade bones. Although my bones are not jade bones, they are almost there. What did you pass on to him? It is not even jade bones. It is too weak. Weak bloodline, weak bones, weak flesh. No matter how hard he works, can he catch up to others? He has fought countless battles and almost died so many times. He fought with a 7 or 8-year-old kid and had his golden body destroyed with one punch. Sigh, sometimes it looks so pitiful. Fong Ping shook his head. Celestial Emperor was so ashamed that he wanted to dig a hole in the ground. So that was it? It was not that my son did not work hard. It is that this world is too twisted. True blood force is actually considered a weak bloodline. What does this mean? Even if my own extreme path force is passed on, it will only be average. My son has not passed on my extreme path force. How can he fight against these people? No wonder. No wonder it was so miserable. I missed him. He also realized that his son's combat experience was not weak. Previously, when he fought with him at the same rank, although he was at a disadvantage, it was not the kind of crushing kind. Instead, he could fight. What kind of combat experience did he have? Even with this, he still could not defeat his son easily. His son was really not weak. It was all his fault. Celestial Emperor felt inexplicably guilty. It was because he was too weak. His real body had fallen too early, causing his son to be so weak and suffer all kinds of bullying. He was actually defeated by a 7 or 8-year-old kid. He did not dare to imagine it. It was too sad. Son, father has let you down. Looking at Li Hansong, Celestial Monarch Batian raised his head to the sky and said coldly, "Fine, I'm just a fragment of the origin. Even though I can't give you much and I can't help you much, I can't just watch you being bullied. There are rules here, but the rules only let this emperor guard the pass. There is no rule that says that this emperor is not allowed to help others. Moreover, what bullsh asterisk T rules? If you have the ability, then defeat this emperor." Celestial Emperor roared. My son ended up like this in the outside world, but I don't see the rules helping my son. Now who cares about the rules? A loud bang was heard. At this moment, This level of the arena was shaking, but Celestial Emperor did not care at all. He quickly extracted a large amount of life force from the void, a lot of it. Celestial Emperor roared, "I extracted a trace of your life force, and you dare not to give it to me?" Bang! He blasted a punch in the air and roared, "If you dare to not give it to me, this Emperor will break this level and turn this place into ruins." Bang! The void was broken. Fong Ping's eyes moved as he saw something. In the next moment, a large amount of life force emerged, an incredible amount, more than what Song Mao had exchanged from Second Cat. Celestial Emperor quickly extracted the life force, grabbed Li Hansong, and shouted, "Today, Father will help you forge your jade bones. After this, Father's memory may be erased, but it doesn't matter. I'm a dead man anyway. Why would I care about that? In the outside world, make a name for yourself. Don't embarrass me. In this life, Father has never been afraid of anyone. I fought against the powerhouses of the three realms, proved my Tao, and made a name for myself in the three realms. Even if I die, I will not die a nameless death. After you go out, quickly break through the realm and spread my name." Rumble. Countless life force gushed into Li Hansong's body. The amount of life force needed to forge his jade bones was too much, too much, too much. However, the amount of life force here was also unbelievable. The life force that Fong Ping had obtained previously was comparable to the life force of a sage powerhouse. It was obvious that there was a lot of life force here. At this moment, Celestial Emperor directly withdrew from the outside world. This fellow seemed to have broken some rules. Perhaps after this, he would be in big trouble. But Celestial Emperor did not care. He was like a prisoner, guarding this level, but his son was treated like a dog. How could he tolerate this? Rumble! A loud sound was heard, and Tai Tu's body exploded directly. His flesh and blood disappeared, revealing his skeleton. The skeleton shone with a jade-like color, but not too much. At this time, Celestial Emperor let out a low roar. As a powerhouse who had broken 8, he exhausted everything he had, injecting a large amount of life force into his skeleton, forcefully protecting it from exploding, and began to compress it. Bear with it, it's not easy to forge jade bones. You have inherited half of my jade bones, so you have some foundation. You won't explode. Celestial Emperor comforted him for a while, and continued to integrate life force into his skeleton. At this moment, he suddenly raised his head again, letting out a low roar. "Lend me some of the Unity Fusion energy." Rumble. He grabbed the sky with one hand and directly extracted some of the Unity Fusion energy from the void. This was the energy that the Beast Emperor condensed when he killed the Beast Emperor. Celestial Emperor knew this place very well. At this moment, he directly extracted this energy, and the level began to shake, showing signs of breaking. But Celestial Emperor still did not care about this. It's too late. Celestial Emperor was a little sad. This place cannot be broken, or else you will die. Father can't help you much. Very soon, I will be cleansed, and after this cleansing, I may completely forget the past. In the future, don't come here again. Even if you come, Father will not remember you. Celestial Emperor said, and once again forcibly integrated the extracted energy into his body, saying in a low voice, "This energy will be helpful to you. You can expand your Tao. You can integrate energy, and with the jade bones, even if you can't rival a heavenly king in a short period of time, you will soon catch up to them and become a heavenly king martial artist. Remember, you will succeed in forging the jade bones for the second time. After the second forging, your jade bones will become real jade bones. At that time, your body will be invincible, just like me." At this moment, Fong Ping's eyes flickered. He heard a top secret. In the past, Celestial Emperor had already forged jade bones before he reached the level of breaking the gate of life. After that, when he reached that level, he should have forged it again. Could it be that his jade bones were different from ordinary people's jade bones? Forging jade bones for the second time? Celestial Emperor felt that he was finished, but there was still hope for his son. Otherwise, if Fong Ping was here, the other party might not even care about him. At this time, Fong Ping also sighed. Celestial Emperor is really stupid. You are so stupid. It makes me feel very unfulfilled. I just said a few words casually, and the level was also broken. Iron Head also got some benefits, and I also learned a secret. At this moment, I could see how you forged jade bones. This is not a small gain. And also helped Iron Head reap huge benefits. You silly really can't be saved. Fong Ping was very helpless. Iron Head was also very helpless. At the same time, he could not express his sympathy. This avatar of Celestial Emperor, maybe it was a good thing that he lost his memory. Otherwise, if someone else entered this level, and he knew everything, this Celestial Emperor would probably want to commit suicide. A dignified Celestial Emperor was unable to extricate himself from Fong Ping's deception. Deeply trapped sigh, so pitiful. What Iron Head and Fong Ping thought, Celestial Emperor did not care. At this moment, the only thought in his mind was to make his son stronger. He could not live such a miserable life anymore. Others were 21 years old, almost breaking 8, but his son had been revived for 22 years. Yet he was not even a heavenly king. Too miserable. Click, a crisp sound was heard. Fong Ping's eyes moved slightly. At this moment, Iron Head's head was transforming. In the next moment, a crystal-clear head appeared in front of Fong Ping. Rumble. Vitality force erupted, extremely powerful. Fong Ping's eyes flickered, jade bones. Iron Head had now become a jade head. He forged a jade bone head. Of course, the vitality consumed was also terrifying. Even Fong Ping felt it was scary. At least 100 small fishes were consumed. The vitality of 100 saint-level powerhouses was at least comparable to 30 heavenly king powerhouses. Just like that, he forged a jade bone head? How terrifying! Fong Ping now completely understood why almost no one forged jade bones before breaking 8. This was not something humans could do. At this moment, Iron Head also growled in a low voice. It was too painful. Bear with it. Father will help you forge jade bones. You will definitely be famous in the 3 realms. Celestial the Archbatian roared once more. Son, hold on. Don't embarrass me. This is also the compensation I've given you all these years. You don't have to feel inferior just because you're my descendant anymore. Even if the bloodline of Celestial Emperor was not the strongest, it would not be the lowest existence. Definitely not. Chapter 13:11. Celestial the Archbatian ignored the rules and forcefully absorbed a large amount of life force and fusion energy from the world outside the checkpoint to help Tai Tu forge his jade bones. On one hand, Fong Ping was shocked by the intensity of the energy in the outside world. On the other hand, he was amazed by Celestial Emperor's dominance and foolishness. But thinking about it, the Celestial Emperor Batian could not be blamed. He had too little memory, and Tai Tu was of the same origin as him, so it was not strange that he had mistaken him for someone else. At this moment, Tai Tu's head was first tempered, and the other bones in his body were also changing. At this moment, a powerful force came down from the sky. Celestial the Archbatian roared. His eyes were cold. This emperor didn't care about it previously, because I wanted to gather the heroes of the 3 realms. I'm a dead man anyway. I don't care if I can continue to fight. Now my son is being bullied by others. How dare you refuse to take some of your benefits? The reason his source fragment was guarding this place wasn't because he was worried about the rules, but because he didn't want to be destroyed like this. Even if his true body was destroyed, his memory fragment still wanted to continue fighting. But now, with his son in such a state, how could he be in the mood to do such things? Now that he had seized some of the power, the rules of this place actually wanted to settle the score with him? Did they really think that he, the Celestial Emperor, was a slave? Leave! Celestial Emperor Batian could not care less about Tai Tu's jade bones that had yet to complete their transformation. Anyway, it was going to happen soon. At this moment, he wanted to send Fong Ping and the others away. Go! With a low roar, the Celestial Monarch Batian punched a path open. My son, even if I die, I will die standing. Celestial Monarch Batian bellowed. In the next moment, he soared into the sky and bellowed. If you want to annihilate me, Show me what you've got. Rumble. At this moment, there was only one fist between heaven and earth. This punch broke through the world and split the heavens and earth. Even if he, the celestial the Arch of Batian, were to be obliterated, even if only fragments of his memory were to be obliterated, he would never remain unknown. Even in death, he would still be a hero. At this moment, three realms, a boundlessly domineering aura pierced through heaven and earth, piercing through the heavenly tomb. At this moment, some experts sensed the aura. In the heavenly grave continent, the ancient experts soared into the sky, and someone shouted, "Celestial the Arch Batian. It's him. He's not dead yet. No, this isn't his real body. It's a projection. What is that place?" At this moment, someone saw an illusory world appearing in the air. After a few years, it would feel good to meet a prodigy and have a spar. That was why it was happy to guard. But now it was not happy. What bullsh asterisk t irregular rules. He, Celestial Emperor Batian, did not care. Now that the rules wanted to erase everything about him, Celestial Emperor Batian made the first move. The moment the projection exploded, it also vented its anger and destroyed the rule projection. Ninth heaven. Someone whispered, "Seed." It's the seed's power. At this moment, they felt it. Several powerhouses' mentality swept over and instantly projected in that direction. The moment the giant hand shattered, heaven and earth suddenly became a little clearer. A strong vitality suddenly emerged near the tomb of heaven. At this moment, the energy in the three realms seemed to be a little stronger. It was terrifying. This arcane realm, what kind of arcane realm is it? At this moment, even the emperors were surprised. They knew a little about this arcane realm, but not too much. But now, the emperors felt that it was not as simple as it seemed. In this arcane realm, there was the seed's aura. Where was the seed? No, didn't the seed enter the world behind the door in the past? Was that the seed's projection? Or was the world behind the door the seed's projection? Or were they all projections? These emperors did not know much about the seed. They had never seen its real body. Every time, it disappeared in a flash, suddenly appearing and disappearing in the three realms. Could it be that the seed's projection had appeared in the arcane realm before? Celestial Emperor Batian's determination was beyond Fong Ping's expectations. At this moment, he, Li Hansong, and the cat were shaking. The void passage seemed to be a little unstable. As for Fong Ping, when he turned his head to look, he also saw this scene. Celestial Emperor Batian leaped into the air and punched the sky. At the same time, a palm appeared in the sky. It did not look like a human's. It was formed by the accumulation of pure energy. The palm hit the giant fist. When the fist and palm collided, the Celestial Emperor Batian's projection began to collapse. Fong Ping frowned. Although he knew that these projections were not real people and had fooled this guy for a while, he could not help but let out a low humph when he saw that the palm had directly defeated Celestial Emperor Batian. Ironhead was still in the midst of transformation. When he saw this, his expression changed. He gritted his teeth and said, "Bastard." The giant palm covered Celestial Emperor Batian. The palm was transparent. The Celestial Emperor Batian in the palm had already collapsed beyond recognition. At this moment, Celestial Emperor Batian let out a low roar. With a loud bang, the palm exploded. At the same time, the Celestial Emperor's projection appeared again. His eyes seemed to be clearer as he looked down at Fong Ping and the others from the sky. He seemed to have seen them. The corners of his mouth curled up slightly, as if he was talking. The cat stared with widened eyes. Suddenly, he retracted his fat head and said timidly, "He said he doesn't have a son. If his real body is not dead, he will kill us next time." Fong Ping was embarrassed. The sympathy he had earlier disappeared instantly. He looked at Li Hansong and said dryly, "I didn't take any benefits. If his real body is not dead, you can kill his real body. This has nothing to do with me. As his son, you have benefited." Li Hansong looked dazed. At this moment, his flesh had not fully recovered. His skull was still jade-like and looked exceptionally clear. There was even a stiff skeletal smile on his skull. Fong Ping was helpless. Really, this has nothing to do with me. I didn't get any benefits from this stage. However, Fong Ping could not care so much. He looked at the sky and exhaled. There really is something here. In that case, Celestial Emperor Batian actually did not break through the rules. The area he was in was still in the checkpoint area. In that case, the area where Second Cat was in was not actually outside of the checkpoint. It was still in the checkpoint area. Fong Ping pondered. In that case, the dog that Second Cat found might really be Tengu. That dog had also entered the checkpoint where Celestial Emperor Batian was. It seemed that that checkpoint did not only have one room, but many rooms. Fong Ping shook his head and looked at the broken heaven and earth again. At this moment, it was recovering rapidly. Not only that, after recovering, Fong Ping seemed to see another figure condensing. Celestial Emperor Batian. However, the current Celestial Emperor Batian seemed to be colder than before. Has it been formatted? Fong Ping's gaze moved slightly. Perhaps this new Celestial Emperor Batian really did not have any memories. Perhaps he was only left with the memories of fighting and guarding the checkpoint. This person was probably not even a projection of the origin. At most, he was just a program. This place is strange. Even Celestial Emperor Batian, who broke 8, actually couldn't break through. Fong Ping frowned. No wonder the Emperor's avatar was hidden so deeply. In this place, even if his avatar came, he might not be able to do anything. That was true. This time, many powerhouses who broke 8 should have entered. However, until now, he did not see any of them rushing around and breaking through everywhere. In that case, the level of this mystic realm was very high. The Emperor's real body could not come, and the avatar could not do anything to this mystic realm. That meant that this place might have the combat strength of a Breakthrough 9, but it might not be an Emperor. Fong Ping actually did not really understand the difference between an Emperor and a Breakthrough 9. According to the Emperor, it was the difference between an extreme and an Emperor. However, Fong Ping did not really understand the difference between the two. At this moment, he had not come into contact with that domain yet. The void passageway disappeared instantly. As for Fong Ping, he easily broke through Celestial Emperor's stage. At this point, Fong Ping had consecutively broken through 6 stages, namely Beast Emperor, Celestial Emperor Zhan, Emperor Shi, Emperor Nan, Emperor Batian, and his speed was frightening. Not long after Fong Ping left, at Celestial Emperor's stage, a shadow broke through the void and arrived. King Kun cursed. That bastard Emperor Shi, I finally found a loophole. Damn it, how much time did I waste? Before he finished speaking, a cold snort sounded. In the next moment, a shadow in front of him instantly became incomparably powerful, breaking 8 directly. King Kun thought that it would be the same as the previous stages. After arriving, he would slowly find a way to break through. He did not expect that this new Celestial Emperor Batian, without saying a word, blasted a punch directly. King Kun was furious. Was this stage like this? Fighting as soon as he arrived? Boom! With a loud bang, King Kun took a few steps back. However, Celestial Emperor Batian did not retreat. At this moment, Celestial Emperor Batian only had combat consciousness. There was almost nothing else. He was like a living human weapon. Without saying a word, his combat techniques were incomparably skilled. In an instant, he closed in and attacked. In the blink of an eye, there were dozens of bloody marks on King Kun's body. King Kun was choking with anger. What was going on with this stage? Killing as soon as he arrived. This was too ruthless. At least give him some time to understand the information, right? Although King Kun was sullen, he could not care less at this moment. He was also a powerhouse who broke 8, but facing a top-notch powerhouse with more combat experience than him, it was difficult for him to adapt quickly. Both sides exchanged hundreds of blows. King Kun flew backward, a huge fist mark appearing on his chest, almost punching through him. King Kun spat out a mouthful of blood. Just as he wanted to fight again, the projection said coldly, "The first round, the challenger loses." It was cold and inhumane. When King Kun heard this, he immediately frowned. Looking at the projection, he could not help but curse. Did Celestial Emperor Batian have no memory of this stage at all? He was so mechanical and did not know how to be flexible at all. King Kuan was helpless. Forget it. Since this was the case for every stage, there was no need for him to complain. If he could not pass this stage, there were probably not many who could. However, this stage was really difficult. He had just fought with Celestial Emperor Batian. After all, the other party was just a program, not a real person. He was not afraid of injury, death, or pain. Furthermore, he was exceptionally skilled in combat experience and techniques. He was indeed not easy to deal with. King Kuan had just comforted himself when he suddenly froze. He looked not far away. At this moment, there was a strand of red hair floating on the ground. In the next moment, King Kuan's face turned ashen. He suddenly looked at Celestial Emperor Batian and growled. The gray cat came earlier. Did it pass? He dared not believe it. There seemed to be gray cat's hair on the ground. This cat would sometimes shed its hair too. This hair belonged to a gray cat, right? Could that cat pass the test? Did you think I really don't know? That stupid gray cat could pass. If he said he won the fight, he would twist his own head off. King Kuan was so angry that he wanted to vomit blood. If the gray cat was here, what about Fong Ping? Did he pass? This Celestial Emperor Batian was ruthless as soon as he came. This stage might not be easy to pass, but Fong Ping actually passed with the gray cat. How did he pass? Moreover, looking at the place where the gray cat had sat on some dents, King Kuan suddenly felt that this cat might not have fought at all. Otherwise, how could it have the time to sit in this godforsaken place and leave such a deep mark? Celestial Emperor Batian ignored him. After about a minute, with a rumble, he attacked again. King Kuan had no choice but to fight again. In his heart, he was doubtful. Did this stage really pass like this? Was there another way? Or was it the same as the previous stage? King Kuan was so angry that his teeth itched. It couldn't be right. The previous stage was because of Fong Ping. He was tortured badly by Emperor West. Could it be that this stage was also because of Fong Ping that the difficulty was increased? No, of course not. It should be the same. It was just that Fong Ping was so lucky that he might have passed smoothly. King Kuan comforted himself that they would all pass. However, at this moment, he really wanted to meet Fong Ping and ask him if this bastard had also been beaten up by Celestial Emperor Batian until he vomited blood. If it was the same, then he would be at peace. If it was not, King Kuan suddenly felt that it was better not to ask. If it was not the case, he would be so angry that he would vomit blood. Fong Ping, who had already passed, could not care so much. He also did not know that the next unlucky person to enter was actually King Kuan. King Kuan broke through 8. Among those who entered, he was extremely strong and smart. He was also considered a hero of his generation. King Kuan's speed of passing was not slow. If it went smoothly, he would not be slower than Li Zhu and the others. However, at this moment, King Kuan was probably delayed by a lot because of Fong Ping. At this moment, Fong Ping did not care about that. He had entered the next stage. As soon as he reached this stage, Fong Ping was very surprised. This time, he had really met his match. Not only was he a match, but he was also an enemy. The moment he appeared in front of him, Fong suddenly turned around. With a smile on his face, he glanced at Li Han Song, who was still transforming, and then looked at Fong Ping. He smiled faintly and said, "Human King, it's been a long time." At this moment, while looking at Fong Ping, he was also looking at Li Han Song. When he saw that the bones in his body were transforming and that the head had completely transformed, Feng's eyes flickered. Jade bones. This was also the kind of transformation that he desired the most. Previously, when he slaughtered the emperors and forced the emperors to compromise, he did not want anything else but the bones of Celestial Emperor Batian. He just wanted to study the structure of the strongest jade bones. His mentality was extremely strong, but his flesh was a little weak. Forging jade bones was also his greatest desire. Even if he could not forge jade bones, he wanted to forge a body of half jade bones. In this way, among those who broke through 8, he would definitely not be ranked at the bottom. His flaws were more obvious. But now, this young man in front of him had actually forged jade bones. He looked for a while and laughed. This is Li Hansong, the reincarnation of Celestial Emperor Batian? Fong Ping glanced at him. At this moment, they were in a bronze hall. There were other people in the hall. Moon Spirit. This was the strongest Heavenly King powerhouse other than Fong. A Heavenly King who broke through 7. Other than Moon Spirit, there was also a Heavenly King powerhouse. Fong Ping glanced at him. He did not know him. He frowned slightly and quickly made a judgment. A beginner powerhouse. He did not expect a beginner powerhouse to enter. He knew that Sky Arm had probably entered. Otherwise, Iron Head would not be able to enter. Now it seemed that other than Sky Arm, there were also beginner powerhouses who had entered. Fong Ping did not know that there were many beginner powerhouses who had entered, but he did not meet them. Underworld God and the rest had entered. Here he met the first beginner powerhouse. His aura was probably comparable to a Heavenly King who had broken through 6. He did not know him, which meant that he did not participate in the previous battle. In that battle, Fong Ping also knew many beginner powerhouses and had worked with some of them. He had not seen this person before, so he probably did not participate in the battle that day. At this moment, this ordinary-looking middle-aged martial artist was also looking at Fong Ping. King of Man. The name of King of Man was well known even for beginner powerhouses. In the previous battle of slaughtering emperors, King of Man's name was known throughout the Chua continent. Powerhouses from all continents knew who King of Man was. Moreover, when Fong Ping and the Sacred Martial Gods group fought, he almost killed them. If it were not for suppressing Heavenly King's plea, those few Heavenly Kings might not have survived. When he saw Fong Ping, he also saw the cat lying on Fong Ping's shoulder. His eyes moved slightly, and a murderous intent flashed. Fong Ping looked at him and frowned slightly. Don't have any evil thoughts. Your beginner powerhouse leaders have an agreement with me. If you dare to have any killing intent, don't blame me for being rude. Fong Ping snorted, slightly dissatisfied. Then, seeing that the other party was standing closer to Fong, he understood and said lightly, even if King Fong was here, he might not be able to do anything. Fong, you won't go against me because of the thoughts of a minority of beginner powerhouses, right? King Fong said playfully, King of Man, there seems to be a lot of unsettled scores between us. Heaven Doqian's death, Tyrant's death, and Annihilation's death were all related to Fong Ping, including him being severely injured by the Demon Emperor and the sinking of Sealed Sky Island. Speaking of which, Fong Ping was the main culprit, leaving him alone in Feng Tian's faction. Fong Ping did not care. It's just the death of a few disciples. For people like you, it's not like they died themselves. What kind of hatred is that? Don't give me that. Although you've broken through 8, I'm not afraid of you. Fong smiled faintly and said playfully, King of Man, how dare you say that? You've only broken through 6 before. Even if you've broken through 7 now, are you really not afraid of me? Fong Ping glanced at him, then at King Chu. After thinking for a while, he nodded and said, This is a little troublesome. Moon Spirit, these two fellows are indeed hard to deal with when they join forces. I will make things difficult for you. If King Chu dares to interfere, help me kill him. As for Fong, I'll take care of him. Fong Ping was also domineering. With a wave of his chi, the void trembled. Fong Ping straightened his back. His flesh and blood turned jade-like. A gush of force erupted. His chi shot up from about 10 million cal instantly. 12 million, 13 million. In the blink of an eye, his vitality strength was close to 15 million calories. Fong Ping's flesh shook the void. The Heavenly King's seal and the Saint's token circled around him. At this moment, Fong Ping was indifferent. You think you've got me? If you really want to fight, I'll fight with you. On his shoulder, the cat meowed. Its mentality vibrated and force appeared on its body. Feng's pupils shrank slightly. Fong Ping looked at him coldly. Fong Pobo was very powerful. However, he was strong in mentality. He was not too afraid of him. If it were Hong Kun, Fong Ping might not be so indifferent. Hong Kun's vitality was proven. His vitality was extremely powerful. His jade bones might be completely forged and broken through the second gate. That fellow's vitality force was close to 30 million calories now. Even if Fong Ping converted all of it into force, he was still no match for Hong Kuan. But Fong, his flaws were also obvious. This place was not big. Fong could not leave this place either. As long as Fong Ping got close to him, he was confident that he could shatter his flesh. If Fong Ping fought him with his mentality, even if Fong Ping was at a disadvantage, he might not be at a huge disadvantage. It was hard to say who would be at a greater disadvantage. The cat's mentality was also very strong. Of course, this cat did not have any mentality combat skills. However, at critical moments, if he could block Fong a few times, Fong Ping was confident that Fong would not be able to walk away unscathed. Fong Ping's force erupted. It was extremely powerful. At this moment, Moon's spirit, who had not spoken before, had a strange look in her eyes. Fong Ping was really getting stronger and stronger, terrifyingly strong. His speed was also frighteningly fast. How many days had it been? This fellow was already converting all of his vitality into force. If he really completed the conversion, wouldn't he be able to break through 8? Unbelievable. Fong Ping had promised her before that when his jade bones were formed, he would shatter them and give them to her. Looking at Li Hansong now, those were real jade bones. Looking at Fong Ping again, the degree of his jade bones was much stronger than before. It seemed that Fong Ping really had hopes of achieving jade bones soon. Moon's spirit did not say anything, but she glanced at that Chu, Heavenly King. As for whether she would make a move or not, no one knew. Fong looked at Fong Ping for a while and suddenly sighed. As expected of the Son of Destiny, Fong Ping had not reached the stage of breaking through 8. Actually, he was not afraid of Fong Ping. However, the speed at which Fong Ping was becoming stronger was really beyond his expectations. How many days had it been? The Fengtian clan had not been out for long, and Fong Ping, who was previously chased by a Heavenly King and had to flee everywhere, could actually fight him now. Fong sighed and chuckled. I didn't come here to fight fiercely. Focus on breaking through. He was not too interested in fighting Fong Ping to the death here. Powerhouses came here to search for their own opportunities. Even if he killed Fong Ping, he would still be in big trouble. If he perished together with Fong Ping, then everything would really be for naught. Fong Ping laughed and restrained his aura, instantly turning into a normal person. He chuckled and said, Heavenly King Fong is really magnanimous. May I ask which emperor is guarding this pass? North Emperor. Fong smiled and turned his head to look at Moon's spirit. Moon's spirit did not say a word, nor did she have any intention of saying much. Chapter 13:12. Fong Ping did not continue asking. He did not have the time to ask. Time was too short at Celestial Emperor's stage. He was taken away before he could do anything. Right now, the method of qualitative change had not been completed. The Heavenly King seal and Saint token had not been completely refined. Plus, Ironhead's jade bones had not been completely forged. Fong Ping did not care about them. He grabbed Ironhead, who was still transforming, with one hand and walked to the side. Then he set up layers of mentality defense shields. The Heavenly King seal and Saint token circled around, sealing him and Ironhead. Seeing this, Fong smiled and did not say anything. Li Hansong's jade bones were transforming. Fong Ping was obviously worried about them. Right now, he was not interested in talking to them about clearing the stage. Fong did not look at Fong Ping again. Fong Ping's force transformation had increased a lot. He was not confident that he could defeat Fong Ping. If that was the case, he was not willing to take the risk and fight Fong Ping. Although Fong Ping was refining the Heavenly King seal and Saint token, it did not stop him from observing the others. There were many people here. Other than Moon Spirit and the other 2 Heavenly King powerhouses, there were others. There were people from the Divine Sect, the Catacombs, and Medicine God Island. Fong Ping also saw a familiar face. Hua Qi said. Of course, he did not look much. At this moment, when these Catacombs powerhouses saw Fong Ping, they did not dare to breathe too loudly. One by one, They restrained their aura and hid to the side, afraid that Fong Ping would notice them. There were no catacombs powerhouses here. Even if there were, Fong Ping dared to disrespect Fong. Why would he care about ordinary heavenly kings? Even celestial plants were useless here. Only Li Zhu and Hong Yu could do it. Fong did not care about Fong Ping, nor did he care about those weaklings. At his level, although he cared about breaking 6, he would only care about breaking 7. At this moment, Fong looked at Moon Spirit again and smiled. Moon Spirit, this is your father's stage. We have been here for a while. Haven't you noticed anything? Fong was not here from the beginning. He had already broken through 2 stages. This was his 3rd stage. Although he was not as monstrous as Fong Ping, who had broken through 6 stages, his speed was not considered slow. He felt that North King's stage should not be too difficult. North King was not too outstanding among the 9 emperors. He was familiar with him. However, he had been trapped here for some time, and he still hadn't found any clues to break through. He was a little anxious. Moon Spirit ignored him and continued to look around the hall. His eyes were filled with nostalgia. This was a building in the Northern Royal Palace. When she was young, her father spent most of his time in seclusion, and she often came here. Now, she wasn't sure if the North Emperor was dead or alive. The North Royal Palace in the real world had already been destroyed. Moon Spirit had mixed feelings about visiting this place again. The North Emperor was nowhere to be seen in the hall. However, there was a statue in the main hall. It was a statue of the North Emperor. Fong examined it a few times, but he was not sure if the projection was sealed in the statue. He wanted to destroy the statue several times to see if he could continue this stage. However, every time he tried to destroy it, Moon Spirit would look at him with an unfriendly gaze. She would fight to the death if he dared to destroy it. This made Fong feel somewhat helpless. Compared to Fong Ping, the Moon Spirit was not as scary. Of course, he wasn't afraid of Moon Spirit. However, this trial was the North Emperor's trial, and he was worried that if he made a move against Moon Spirit, some unforeseen events would occur. Now that Fong Ping was here, he was even more cautious. Naturally, he did not dare to act rashly. Yuling, everyone else is trying to break through. Are we going to be trapped here forever? Fong reminded her again. They were not the only ones trying to break through. There were many others. He did not know how many stages the others had broken through. However, it was not worth it to continue wasting time here. Moon Spirit glanced at him and said coldly, "I'm looking for it." She also wanted to break through, but she did not want to see her father's statue destroyed. However, she also understood that the key to this stage seemed to be the statue. If this continued, even if Fong was afraid, he would not be polite anymore. Moon Spirit glanced at Fong Ping from the corner of her eyes. She did not know what Fong Ping would think when he came out of closed-door cultivation later. She sighed in her heart. She did not know if her father had passed away. Back then, when the North Emperor Saber came crying, she actually had a bad idea. Her father might have passed away like the earthly emperor. Of course, it was not certain. The West Emperor Saber was also broken, but the West Emperor might not be dead. There were 3 emperors guarding the 3 gates, and there seemed to be 3 guarding the immortal source. Including the Emperor God, there might be 7 emperors still alive. If that was the case, other than the earthly emperor, maybe only 1 emperor had passed away. It was not even certain if there was a nirvana. Maybe the earthly emperor had passed away. There were some things that Moon Spirit did not want to think too much about. Now that the situation in the 3 realms was in turmoil, even if the North Emperor was really alive, he might not be able to do anything. The previous emperor was the best example. Although Fong Ping was cultivating, he was also listening to these. At this moment, he also saw the statue. In this basilica, there were some tables and chairs. It was a very simple arrangement. If there was anything special, it would be this statue. Perhaps the key to breaking through this stage was here. However, Fong Ping did not have time to care about this. At this moment, he was waiting for the iron head to complete its transformation while he quickly refined it. Soon, Fong Ping's body trembled slightly. As his strength became stronger, the speed of refining now became faster. At this moment, he finally refined this Heavenly King seal and Saint's order successfully. He still had not learned the method of qualitative change. At this moment, he could not take down the Tao and then use the method of qualitative change. He did not care too much about the method of qualitative change. Now, Fong Ping still had many ways to improve his strength. For example, the Vitality Replenishment Technique. The Vitality Replenishment Technique converted force. This technique was also very helpful to him. At this moment, Fong Ping was constantly converting his vitality, converting it into force. Of course, the consumption was also extremely fast. Fong Ping consumed a large amount of origin qi, including imperishable substances, to catalyze the birth of force. Beside him, Li Hansong's body overflowed with a large amount of force of life. Fong Ping was also absorbing it. This fellow had gained a lot this time. At the last moment, Celestial Emperor Batian had stuffed him with an unknown amount of force of life. It was terrifyingly rich. Li Hansong's upper body had almost completed the transformation of jade bones. Now it had begun to spread to the lower body. It seemed that after this transformation, Li Hansong's gains would not be small. Even if he did not become a heavenly king, perhaps he would soon have the strength of a saint. Fong Ping did not look at him anymore. At this moment, Fong Ping had refined the Heavenly King seal and Saint's Order. His origin world had also expanded a little. The effects of a Heavenly King seal and a Saint's Order were not bad. Moreover, the force conversion was slightly more than before. Wealth, 280 billion points vitality, 3,180,000 calories, 3,180,000 calories, mentality, 31,800 hertz, 31,800 hertz force, 40 original, 1 original equals 20,000 calories, jade bones, 27% origin world, 945 meters combat techniques, God-slaying saber technique, plus 15%, origin path, plus 190% pseudo-path, return to 1 spiritualism path, 100 calories vitality to 1 hertz mentality physique path, 1 hertz mentality to 100 calories vitality, irreversible, strength control, 96% limit outburst, 11653440 cal, /121390000 cal. His force had increased a little again. This was already born. Fong Ping could still convert some at critical moments. That was why he had an outburst of close to 15 million calories vitality strength and intimidated the seal. His jade bones were actually improving slowly. He had already honed 27%. However, at this moment, Fong Ping was frowning slightly. He only had 1 Heavenly King seal and 1 Saint's Order that he had not retrieved. However, after refining a Heavenly King seal and a Saint's Order, he had only expanded the diameter of his origin world by 30 meters. Did this not mean that even if he refined all of them, he would not be able to reach 1,000 meters? Around 970 meters? Could it be that I have to refine the 9 Emperor's seal? Fong Ping frowned. If that was the case, then the difficulty would be huge. The Demon Emperor would not give away the 9 Emperor's seal easily. It established the Demon Court to create a new demon dynasty. How could it give away the 9 Emperor's seal? If that's the case, my origin world's transformation might be delayed. Fong Ping frowned. Initially, he felt that the origin world's transformation was the fastest. However, from the looks of it now, it might not be as fast as his force's transformation. The force's conversion speed through the vitality normalization technique was not slow at all. Perhaps the force would complete its transformation in advance. Fong Ping was thinking about these in his heart. In the basilica, the others had gathered around the North Emperor's sculpture. Fong Ping looked at Li Hansong again. It might still take some time for the transformation to complete. After thinking for a while, Fong Ping looked at the cat and said, "I'll enter the origin world for a while. You stay here and guard. If there's any trouble, inform me immediately." The cat looked at him with a wronged expression and said reluctantly, "Do you want to go in and sleep?" Fong Ping was mentally exhausted. "Sleep your uncle. Forget it, your uncle is probably a cat too. I won't sleep. At this juncture, why would a dumb cat like you think about sleeping? I'm already so busy. How can I have the energy to sleep?" Fong Ping said in a low voice, "Watch for a while and see if they will break through." If they do, remember how they broke through. I'll go cultivate for a while. It's not safe enough now. He decided to try to cultivate the method of qualitative change. The art of qualitative transformation, origin power transformation, origin world transformation, triple transformation. This was also Fong Ping's great reward this time. Fong Ping quickly took out the origin world and entered it. On the other side, Fong glanced at him and frowned slightly, not saying a word. In the origin world, Fong Ping took out the Dao again. When the Dao was taken out, Fong Ping's strength control did not reach 100%, but 99%. He did not know what kind of opportunity was needed to reach 100%, nor did he know how great the benefits of 100% were. However, for him now, the difference between 100% and 99% was not big. He could also strip his vitality force and split it into 1 calorie for one portion. He could also forcefully split the 1 calorie vitality force. Of course, it was very difficult. Even so, Fong Ping still wanted to give it a try. If the method of qualitative change was successful, he might be able to achieve a breakthrough. Naturally, Fong Ping would not let go of the opportunity to accelerate the process. Fong Ping began to strip his vitality continuously. He had a lot of wealth now, so he did not care about the consumption of vitality. Bang! Vitality exploded. Again and again. However, Fong Ping was still more patient when it came to this. He did not expect to complete it in an instant. Strength control was not something that could be done overnight. It was already hard to imagine that he could reach this stage so quickly. There were not many people who could separate 1 calorie vitality into 2 portions. Fong Ping was the only one who could take out the Dao. Otherwise, with the origin world, he might not be able to reach this stage in his entire life. He tried again and again. Right now, Fong Ping was extremely focused. Even so, failure was inevitable. Fong Ping exhaled softly, a little hesitant. Actually, he could change his method. That was to convert vitality into mentality, making his mentality stronger and his vitality weaker. This way, he might be able to complete the separation. The stronger one's mental power was the better one's control over their strength. Right now, the vitality restoration technique had maintained a balance between his strength. However, the balance could not allow him to improve his fine control over his strength. Previously, the Emperor had said that mentality had to be stronger than vitality force to have a chance of success. This was also a precondition. Fong Ping thought about it and decided to give it a try, even though it could not be reversed after the conversion. But it was only the converted portion. After converting 1 million calories of vitality, the mentality of 10,000 hertz that was converted from 1 million calories of vitality could not be reversed. However, Fong Ping's mentality was more than 10,000 hertz. The small amount of conversion did not affect Fong Ping much. He could still reverse it and use the other parts that had not been converted. Unless Fong Ping converted all of his vitality or mentality, then there was really no way to reverse it, unless new mentality and vitality were born. Thinking of this, Fong Ping hesitated no more. There was no harm in trying. If he strengthened his mentality, the force converted by the vitality restoration technique was still considered stable. Even if there was an imbalance of strength, the force would not collapse in a short period of time. Of course, Fong Ping would continue to maintain the balance of strength later to prevent the force from collapsing. Usually, it was difficult for martial artists to maintain the force all the time because of the imbalance of strength, and there would be a state of collapse. However, Fong Ping had the system, so this would not happen. Fong Ping narrowed his eyes and began the conversion. Very soon, his vitality dropped to 3 million calories. As for his mentality, it rose to 33,600 hertz. Fong Ping tried to split his vitality again. It was much easier, but he still could not split his vitality into 2 parts steadily. Fong Ping steeled his heart and gritted his teeth. This time, he converted even more. Almost instantly, Fong Ping's basic vitality dropped to 2 million calories, and his mentality rose to more than 43,000 hertz. This was the first time Fong Ping's mentality exceeded his vitality by 2 times. At this moment, he felt that the world was much clearer. He could sense the vitality force more clearly, as if he had installed a magnifying glass in his eyes. This was the effect of a strong mentality. This was the reason the lazy cat could play around with the vitality force so much because of this. This time, Fong Ping continued to try. Very soon he felt the changes. Splitting his vitality had become easier. He quickly split 1 calorie of vitality into 2 parts. After that was replenishment, and then fusion. Fusion used the power of fusion. Replenishment was not simply replenishment with vitality. According to the Emperor, vitality replenishment could easily cause the split vitality force to collapse, so it was best to replenish it with vitality. Finally, it would be compressed. Compression relied on powerful mental strength to compress. Therefore, there were too few martial artists who could do this. With the energy and ability, perhaps they could forge jade bones. However, Fong Ping did not care about this. Right now, Fong Ping was like a researcher, splitting his vitality bit by bit, strengthening it and fusing it. His wealth was constantly being consumed and wasted. Fong Ping did not care too much. Old Wang had reminded him before that he should try not to use this power too much. Even if he used it, it was best to use it as a consumable and not Fong Ping's own strength. Fong Ping also knew the problem, so he rarely used imperishable substances to hone his body. He mainly used them for consumption. If he honed his body, it would easily leave a residue. Fong Ping split it bit by bit, replenishing it bit by bit. This was a meticulous job. It was not that simple. Moreover, Fong Ping realized that even if his vitality completed a qualitative change, it might not be as good as he had imagined. It might just break through 8. Right now, his basic vitality was only 2 million calories. If he did not convert it back, even if all the qualitative changes were successful, it would only be for a million calories. However, if he converted it back, his mentality might be weak, and he might not be able to maintain the state of qualitative change. However, having a strong mentality was also a good thing. Fong Ping felt a little regretful, but he did not think about it anymore. After all, the Emperor's method of qualitative change was not a proper qualitative change. Being able to convert a portion of vitality to qualitative change was already beyond his expectations. He had to split 2 million portions of vitality force one by one, and qualitative change them one by one. This was not a small amount of work. Right now, Fong Ping was no longer in a hurry to break through. He had to digest the gains from the previous few rounds. Otherwise, no matter how many rounds he broke through, his strength would still be the same. Something would happen sooner or later. He had only met Feng now. What if he met Hong Yu, King Kuan, or others? It was fine if one person broke through 8, but what if 2? It was too risky every time. Fong Ping hid in the origin and did not come out. The others, on the other hand, were breaking through one after another. This time, other than a few prodigies from the 3 realms, almost all of them were here. Among these people, even if they were true gods, there were some who completed the breakthrough by chance. The Beast Emperor round. In the Azura field, blood was everywhere. The Azura field was absorbing the blood. Tianji and Sheng Hong looked solemn. They still made a choice. Breakthrough. They could not wait forever. Right now, both of them were pale. They had used up a lot of their vitality. They did not choose to kill all of them. Instead, they killed most of the people here. Right now, there were not many people alive. Other than the 2 heavenly kings, the governor was also pale. He was forced to use up almost half of his vitality to save his life under Tianji's protection. As for Tianji and Yu Ping, the 2 saint powerhouses who had escaped from Fong Ping, this time, they were left here forever. Sheng Hong and Tianji still attacked them. Both of them joined forces and killed the 2 saints. Yu Ping, a cultivator under the command of Renwang, had lost her life here not long after she had been revived. As for Tianji, he was lucky enough to escape from Fong Ping last time. This time, he could not avoid it. Under the circumstances where the 2 heavenly kings were in a hurry to break through, he died here. The Beast Emperor's projection condensed twice. Both of them were not as cruel as Fong Ping, who killed the Beast Emperor with a slap. Instead, they waited for the Beast Emperor to merge with them. Soon, both of them felt the difference. They could leave. As for the governor, He had used up a lot of his vitality, but he could not leave because he did not have the chance to condense for the third time. The governor had a distressed look on his face. After struggling for so many years, it was all for naught. This time, he had used up a lot of vitality. He did not have much vitality to begin with. After he left, even if he did not die in battle, he would be lucky to live for 100 years. Seeing his misery, Tianji sighed softly in his heart. This era was more tragic than any other era. The saints were like ants. The heavenly kings were like ants. The governor might not be able to live long here. He could not break through and leave. If the next person who came in was a heavenly king powerhouse, if they discovered the way to break through, the governor might be killed. However, Tianji could not care less about this. He had to continue breaking through. After absorbing some of the integration force, he also felt the benefits. This place was a treasure land. If he did not break through and waited here, the others would become stronger. He might soon become the target of others. Tianji and Shenghong left and continued to the next level. On Emperor Nan's side, Chaos, Celestial Polarity, and the rest had also learned the Vitality Replenishment technique. It was not as obvious as Fong Ping's, who converted it directly into force. Still, both of them had some gains. Mentality and Vitality Force could also merge simply and produce a little force. Of course, it did not help them much. That little force was not essential, but it paved the way for their future. They could continue to comprehend this higher level of strength. At the moment when they were about to break through, Celestial Polarity looked at Luan and sighed. I better not meet that bastard Fong Ping again. Otherwise, no one knows what will happen. This guy is like a fish in water. I suspect he has a chance to break through 8 times here. Luan's expression was solemn. This time, she was not arrogant. Fong Ping could really reach this stage. This guy was getting stronger and stronger. In the battle hall, Li Zhu's attack did not cause any energy waves. At this moment, Li Zhu laughed heartily. He stood up and bowed slightly, smiling. Thank you, Heavenly Battled Arch, for your generous gift. This time he had gained quite a lot, especially this round of Heavenly Battled Arch. After all, he was still young and did not have a deep understanding of combat techniques. Although his control of strength was not weak, it was not that strong. This time, he had finally obtained a huge opportunity. Li Zhu felt that he was not far from breaking through 8 times. If everything went smoothly, he might break through 8 times soon. In the next moment, Li Zhu stepped out of the battle hall and entered the next round. At this moment, a dog had also completed this round and entered the next round confidently. Just as it stepped into the next stage, the Kuan King was stunned. At this moment, in the void, Heavenly Emperor, who had attacked him earlier, saw the Heavenly Hound. Although he had lost his memory, it seemed that he hated dogs. He roared, "I'll break your dog head." Other than the words he said to King Kuan, this was the second time the new Heavenly Emperor said this. In the next moment, the still sluggish Heavenly Hound welcomed Heavenly Emperor's crazy attack. For a moment, the dog's barking filled the sky. Heavenly Emperor took special care of it, beating the Heavenly Hound until it screamed. It did not know what was happening and was about to collapse from Heavenly Emperor's attacks. This made King Kuan heave a sigh of relief. His luck was not bad. Heavenly Emperor was cruel to him, but not as cruel as he was to the Heavenly Hound. Moreover, he had a grudge with the Heavenly Hound. Previously, the Heavenly Hound said that it wanted to take revenge on him. Now that it was being held back by Heavenly Emperor, King Kuan was in a much better mood. Otherwise, if he encountered the Heavenly Hound, there would be a chaotic battle. This was good. Finally, my luck has changed. King Kuan breathed a sigh of relief. He felt that his bad luck had passed. Fortunately, this dog came to block the attack for him. If not for his grudge with this dog, he would have kissed the Heavenly Hound to express his gratitude. In the past, he thought that the Heavenly Hound was difficult to deal with, that chaotic was a little difficult, that Heavenly King suppression was shameless, that Li Zhu was sinister, and that Feng was gloomy. Now, however, King Kuan felt that these people were quite good. Even the Heavenly Hound was nothing. The 3 realms now had a new scourge, Fong Ping. That fellow was the real scourge. When He Hong Kun met Fong Ping, he had never taken advantage of him. The more he thought about it, the more aggrieved and indignant he felt. Everyone was making breakthroughs and improving. Fong Ping was not the only one who had gained something. They had more or less gained something. Those who could break through were all prodigies. These people also knew that this place was an opportunity, so they were all working hard. Just as everyone was working hard to break through, Fong Ping had also completed this relatively large project. He had finally completed the division and integration of 2 million vitality. At this moment, Fong Ping's strength had also changed significantly. Wealth, 250 billion points vitality. 4 million calories, 4 million calories mentality. 4 million 360,000 hertz, 436,000 hertz force. 40 original, 1 original equals 20,000 calories. Jade bones, 27% origin world. 945 meters combat techniques. God-slaying saber techniques. Plus 15% strength control. 99% limit outburst. 546 4800 cal /552000 cal. There was no increase in origin Dao. Fong Ping had yet to equip Dao. At this moment, Fong Ping's eyes were bright. He had become a heavenly king. Yes, a heavenly king who had broken 6 was much weaker than before. But he had become a heavenly king powerhouse. Without the increase of origin, relying on combat techniques, force, and the qualitative change of Emperor's cultivation method, he had become a heavenly king who had proven his Tao with his flesh. Fong Ping could not hide his joy. Emperor's qualitative change method did not allow him to break 8. At this moment, his mentality was only slightly higher than his vitality force. Fong Ping did not dare to convert his mentality back. Otherwise, it would be easy for his vitality to collapse. Even so, he had still gained a lot this time. His vitality force had reached 4 million calories, and his mentality had directly reached more than 40,000 hertz. More than 40,000 hertz was the normal standard of a heavenly king. Previously, Fong Ping's mentality was not as good as a broken 6 heavenly king. This could also be considered as making up for his shortcomings. Emperor, Fong Ping murmured and laughed. Very soon, he continued to install his Origin Dao. He knew that after installing Origin Dao this time, the increase of Origin would probably be weakened a little. Even so, his strength should still increase a little. More importantly, it was still an issue of his own strength. Origin Dao now seemed to have a lot of problems. After Fong Ping got rid of Origin, he could still have the combat strength of a heavenly king. If he encountered an unforeseen event, he could also have a strong self-defense ability. As expected, after installing Dao this time, the previous 190% increase became 160%. It weakened the increase by 30% at once. However, for Fong Ping, it was still a huge increase. Strength control, 97% limit outburst, 1280400 cal /1320000 cal strength control, along with the weakening of origin, appeared to increase, reaching 97%. This was the increase after installing Origin Dao. As for the outburst, it had already reached 12.8 million calories. When Fong Ping came in, it had increased by about 3 million calories. At this moment, Fong Ping was truly overjoyed. The increase in strength, the improvement of his own foundation, and the weakening of Dao at this moment, in his opinion, was actually a good thing. When the increase of origin is gone, I can still have the strength of a broken 7. Then I'll really gain a lot. Fong Ping was a little greedy. His goal was to reach the basic strength of 10 million cal. He had only broken through 6, and the harvest was already so big. Fong Ping felt that there was still hope. In the next moment, Fong Ping walked out of Origin. At this moment, only a day had passed since he entered. It was less than 5 days since Fong Ping entered this mystic realm. 5 days. Previously, Warlord had entered for a month, and a year had passed. The time ratio was close to 10:1. In the outside world, only half a day had passed. In this half a day, Fong Ping's improvement was shocking. An increase of 3 million calories. This was an impossible feat for any martial artist. But Fong Ping did it. At this moment, Fong, who had not broken through, glanced at Fong Ping and frowned slightly. The feeling that Fong Ping gave him was that his strength was not much different from before. But why did he have a completely different feeling? Glancing at Fong Ping, Fong suddenly saw the beginner martial Heavenly King beside him from the corner of his eyes. Then, he looked at Fong Ping again, his gaze a little strange. He was identifying Fong Ping's physique, state, vitality. His mentality was strong. The more he identified, the more shocked he was. Could it be that Fong Ping's physique had achieved Heavenly King? How is it possible? However, the feeling that the current Fong Ping gave him was really similar to the beginner martial Heavenly King beside him. Feng's pupils contracted slightly. He felt that the current Fong Ping's physique might be even stronger than Moon Spirits, who had forged fake jade bones. How did he do it? It was too unbelievable. Chapter 13:13. Fong found it hard to believe. She even suspected that she had judged wrongly. But his mentality was too strong. That feeling was too similar to the junior martial Heavenly King beside her. When powerhouses reach their level, even if they could not sense the aura, they would have a rough judgment and sense of others at a glance. Fong Ping might have really achieved Heavenly King physique. Fong gave Fong Ping a deep look. Fong Ping ignored him, looking at Iron Head beside him. At this moment, Iron Head was already awake, but he was still in skeleton mode, staring at his bones in a daze. As for the cat, it used its claws to scratch his bones secretly from time to time. Sometimes, it peeked at Iron Head and used its claws to knock on his bones, looking like it wanted to make some noise. This cat was quite curious. It had never seen jade bones before. Seeing that Fong Ping came out, the cat looked at Fong Ping, widened its eyes, and whispered, "Liar, he became a skeleton." "Huh? His bones are too strong." His physique just recovered and then exploded. The cat pointed at the flesh on the ground with its claws. Yes, there was flesh on the ground. Skeleton Li Hansong raised his head and looked at Fong Ping, his mouth opening and closing. "Fong Ping, save me. Save me." He had become a skeleton. His bones were too strong. His physique could not take it and would explode from time to time. Fong Ping had experience with this. A long time ago, Fong Ping had forged golden bones. At that time, his physique could not take it and his flesh kept exploding. Now, Li Hansong had forged jade bones directly and was even stronger. He did not have a good control of his strength and could not restrain it. The strong bone strength had burst his physique. At this moment, he could only be a skeleton. Fong Ping saw the situation and laughed, saying nonchalantly, "Just put on the armor. We don't rely on our faces to make a living. What's the big deal? We won't die anyway." This was not the time to be weak. At their level, it was difficult to die. However, Li Hansong still could not accept it. Although his face could not be seen, the jade skull seemed to have dimmed. "I have become a skeleton? How sad." "Fong Ping, when can I recover my physique?" Before Fong Ping could speak, someone said faintly, "After forging jade bones, you might not even be able to withstand Breakthrough 6. Breakthrough 7. Moon Spirit said it. She looked at Li Hansong with envy in her eyes. What a jade bone! This person had actually forged jade bones. In fact, she still could not accept it until now. She knew very well how difficult it was to forge jade bones. The other party's strength was much weaker than hers. Right now, he probably only had the strength of a saint, yet he had actually forged jade bones. It was unbelievable. As for supporting the jade bones with his physical body, he should be able to break 7. Li Hansong's bones stiffened. Only after breaking through the 7th level, he had just reached the saint realm and was still a distance away from becoming a heavenly king. Breaking through to the 7th level was even more out of reach. Did this mean that he would always remain a skeleton in the future? Fong Ping felt that it was unnecessary. If Li Hansong really increased his strength control to 95%, the overflowing energy would not cause his body to explode. However, Fong Ping was happy to watch the show, so he did not say anything. At this moment, Fong Ping was still teasing him, saying, "So be it. It's not a big deal. I've already said that I don't rely on my face to make a living." "You don't say. Your crystal skull looks quite good. If you put it on display on Earth, you can even collect entrance fees." Li Hansong wanted to cry. "Even at this time, you're still taunting me. If you want to be a skeleton, then go ahead and be one." At this moment, the others were also speechless. Fong Ping's mouth was really cheap. He even taunted and ridiculed his own companion. Fong Ping did not care about him. Li Hansong stretched out his hand and pried the cat's paw away. This cat was so annoying. It was already very sad, and this cat was always causing trouble. "Your paw is tapping here and there. Are you going to play the piano?" In the end, just as he opened the cat's paw stretched out again. Li Hansong was extremely annoyed. This cat was really annoying. He hated cats. This was rubbing salt on the wound. The cat was having a lot of fun playing with the crystal skull. It was fun. Fong Ping was not interested in caring about them. At this moment, he looked at the sculpture that was still motionless and said with a smile, "This stage is obviously related to this sculpture. You guys have been standing here for so long. Don't tell me you're going to stand here forever?" Fong chuckled. "Moon Spirit doesn't allow us to touch the North Emperor's sculpture. After all, she's the North Emperor's daughter." Fong Ping looked at Moon Spirit. Moon Spirit said coldly, "This sculpture has been here since the beginning. My mother sculpted it for my father. When the North Emperor Palace was destroyed, this sculpture was also destroyed." "Mother!" Fong Ping was slightly stunned. There were many descendants of the Emperor, but he had not seen any of the Emperor's Tao partners. He did not ask either. However, some things did not mean that they did not exist. The Emperor had descendants. Naturally, they also had Tao partners. However, there was almost no record of their Tao partners. They were not as famous as their children, nor were their disciples famous. Even their maids were more famous than their Tao partners. For example, the female official of the Emperor. At this moment, it was the first time Fong Ping heard someone mention the Emperor's Tao partner. The North Emperor's Tao partner. Fong Ping did not say anything. Li Hansong asked subconsciously, "The Emperor has a wife?" Moon Spirit's gaze was unfriendly. She said coldly, "Don't think that you can talk nonsense just because you're the reincarnation of the Celestial Emperor." She was not in a good mood. As for Li Hansong's identity, of course, she could see it. The reincarnation of the Celestial Emperor. Li Hansong's skull moved, wanting to deny it. Soon, he did not say a word. "Forget it. Whatever you say." The Celestial Emperor had already recognized him as his son. It sounded better to say that he was a reincarnation than a son. Moon Spirit snorted. Fong Ping smiled. "Senior Moon Spirit, please don't mind him. He's just like that." Moon Spirit said coldly, "The Celestial Emperor is also like that. He always thinks that he can joke about everything. He doesn't know that it's all cold jokes." From her words, she did not have a good impression of the Celestial Emperor. Ironhead felt wronged. An undeserved disaster. "Don't look at me, the Celestial Emperor. This has nothing to do with me." Moon Spirit took a deep breath and looked at them coldly. "I know that you want to break through. And to break through, I'm afraid you'll have to break this sculpture. This is an illusory object. I don't expect to keep it. However, even if I break it, I have to do it myself." She snorted. She was indeed in a bad mood. Fong smiled and did not say much. There was no need to provoke Moon Spirit now. For people like them, waiting for a few days was not too long. Moon Spirit also knew that she could not stop him. Even if he could not break the seal, Fong Ping would not be willing to stay here forever. Moon Spirit also knew that. So when Fong Ping came out of seclusion, she knew that this sculpture should be broken. She looked at the sculpture in front of her with a complicated gaze. It was lifelike. It was smiling and very gentle. This was sculpted by her mother for her father. At that time, the North Royal family lived a happy and relaxed life. However, everything changed very soon. Moon Spirit gently stroked the sculpture. Was her father really dead? She did not know, but she knew that her mother had really fallen. Fong Ping saw that her emotions were complicated and did not rush her. At this moment, Fong suddenly smiled and said, Do you know why these emperor's companions are not visibles? Fong Ping raised his eyebrows slightly. Emperor is too strong. Once their companions are born, the descendants' bloodline will be strong and absorb the essence of their mother's flesh and blood in the womb. If they are lucky, they will not die, but most of their essence will be absorbed. If they are unlucky, they will die directly when the fetus is born. Therefore, the emperor's descendants will not be bad. The emperor's descendants you see now are all heavenly kings. Do you really think that heavenly kings are that simple? Fong continued. Before the North King's companions gave birth to Moon Spirit, they were also martial arts powerhouses. After Moon Spirit was born, they gradually declined. Even the emperor could not save them. Therefore, the emperor's companions do not live long. Fong Ping frowned slightly and looked at him. He did not quite understand why he was telling him this. The North King and the North Royal Concubine had a deep relationship. When the North Royal Concubine died, the North King even cried. Fong looked at Fong Ping, then at the sculpture, and said, "Therefore, this stage is probably not some martial arts inheritance. It might be something else. It might even be related to the North Royal Concubine." Fong Ping frowned. No way. If that was the case, it would be very troublesome. Who knew what kind of tricks the North King would come up with? This stage felt very easy to pass. Could it be that it would be very difficult? Father, you still have this sculpture in your memory. Do you still remember Mother? Moon Spirit murmured. He remembered Mother's words, but did he still remember Ling? Why had he never said a word all these years? A sigh was heard. In the next moment, Moon Spirit gently stroked the sculpture, and the sculpture shattered with a rumble. At this moment, the environment around them changed drastically. In the hall that was previously empty, figures appeared at this moment. It was not just one person. A lot of people. The North Royal Concubine is dying. There was a voice. Fong Ping and the others were in a crystal palace bedroom. At this moment, a beautiful woman in palace clothes was lying on a large jade bed. Fong Ping and the others were not far from the bed. On the side of the bed, a middle-aged man stood. The man was motionless. The previous voice came from the mouths of the palace maids serving the woman in the palace attire. At this moment, the figures of several palace maids also appeared, their faces full of uneasiness and sorrow. On the sickbed, the beautiful woman in palace clothes looked pale, but her eyes were fixed on the silent middle-aged man. In front of Fong Ping, Moon Spirit's expression was complicated. She murmured, "Mother." Fong Ping frowned slightly. At this moment, someone whispered, "Is this the scene of the North Royal Concubine's death? How do we pass this stage?" Boom! A loud explosion was heard. Moon Spirit's eyes were as cold as a knife. With a slap, the venerable emperor who spoke just now was smashed into pieces. At this moment, she was in a very bad mood. At this moment, at the place where her mother died, she was actually asking how to pass this stage. It was considered to have provoked her. Moon Spirit did not show any mercy, directly slapping the other to death. Fong Ping was too lazy to care. It was an emperor-level powerhouse from the catacombs. He was not too familiar. He did not seem to be an emperor level before. He should have just broken through not long ago. At this time, he did not watch his mouth and was slapped to death by Moon Spirit. He could only say that he deserved it. The others kept quiet out of fear. At this moment, the motionless middle-aged man took a step forward, walked to the sickbed, and said in a low voice, "Do you have any last wishes?" "Very, very happy. Take care." Ling, the beautiful woman in palace clothes, had a smile on her face. Even though her face was pale, at this moment, her smile was like a flower. The middle-aged man did not speak. After a moment, his voice became deeper and deeper. "I will." Then, "Your servant has no regrets." Leaving this sentence behind, in the blink of an eye, everything disappeared. Fong Ping seemed to hear a mournful cry, but it was not clear. At this moment, the scene in front of them changed again, back to the main hall from before. At this time, the sculpture had already disappeared, and a figure appeared. It was the middle-aged man from before, North King. North King's eyes were dim. He looked at the people in front of him, looked at Moon's spirit, his gaze slightly wavering, but he did not greet them. He said coldly, "If you want to pass this stage, you can. Save her. If you save her, all of you can pass this stage." Everyone frowned. Even Foam was frowning. At this moment, he looked at North King and said in a low voice, "North King, the North Royal Consort has long passed away. How do we save her?" This stage, as expected, had a trick up his sleeve. A person who had been dead for tens of thousands of years. How could they save her? Even if they saved the apparition, now that the apparition had disappeared, could they transform themselves and then save her? Wasn't this asking for trouble? If this was the case, there was no way to pass this stage at all. Fong Ping also frowned. The previous few stages usually gave out benefits. Of course, whether you could get it or not depended on your ability. But this stage, North King really had a trick up his sleeve. How could they save her? What a joke. Fong Ping was helpless too. He had said that this stage would be easy for North King, but it seemed like he was having a hard time. If it was a competition of ability, talent, luck, or anything else, he could try. Now that they had to save a person who had been dead for tens of thousands of years, how could they do that? Fong Ping looked at Moon's spirit. Since North King wanted to save his cultivation partner, he should remember something, right? Remember Moon's spirit? Then, as North King's daughter, did Moon's spirit know something? Fong also looked at Moon's spirit, and so did the Chu Heavenly King. The key to passing this stage might lie with Moon's spirit. Moon's spirit did not say a word. North King also did not say a word. At this moment, it was a stalemate. Seeing that North King did not reply, Fong thought for a while and said, "North King, since you want to save the North Royal Consort, then you have to let us know where she is. Now, even the cleverest housewife can't cook without rice. Even if we have a way, we can't save her." Fong Ping was tempted. He wanted to kill North King, but with Moon's spirit around, it was indeed difficult to do so. Although Moon's spirit was not bound to the human race, nor did she say that she had formed an alliance with them, she did help humans a few times, including the battle at the King Battleground, and later luring Hong Yu away. Although there was a reason for it, if he killed North King now, Moon's spirit might turn against him. It was also a problem for a person who had broken through 7 stages to turn against him. Was he going to kill Moon's spirit just like that? Fong Ping looked at Fong, thought for a while, and urged him telepathically, "I have broken through 6 stages. After 6 stages, I killed the Emperor projection. I will definitely pass this stage. Fong, try it. If you break through 8 stages, Moon's spirit can't do anything to you." Fong glanced at him, the corner of his mouth twitching slightly. How dare you say that? This guy was really shameless. He wanted to do it himself, but he was too embarrassed to do it, so he encouraged him to do it. Aren't you embarrassed? Seeing this, Fong Ping transmitted his voice again. Try it if you want. I have told you the method anyway. Anyway, I have broken through 6 stages and I have almost gotten all the benefits I wanted. You have to know that Celestial Emperor's stage is to forge jade bones. If you want to go, you have to break through that stage. Fong Ping said playfully, Celestial Emperor's stage is to forge jade bones. You saw it yourself. Li Hansong broke through that stage and forged jade bones. As for me, my strength is too strong. Although I haven't forged jade bones, I will do it soon. Beast Emperor's stage is to give the Unity fusion power. It seems to be to prepare for the Force. As he said that, a ball of power appeared in Fong Ping's hand. Emperor Nan's stage is to give the Vitality Convergence technique. I learned it, and the effect is very good. Emperor West's stage is to forge mentality. I was at 30,000 hertz before, but now it is more than 40,000 hertz. You are already strong, and you will be even stronger after passing. Emperor's stage is to give the method of qualitative change. I succeeded. Heavenly Emperor Zhan's stage is to give. Forget it. I won't tell you. Fong Ping said with a smile. It's up to you whether you break through or not. If you don't break through, you can endure it here. Every time he said one, Fong was tempted. He looked at Fong Ping, his gaze fluctuating. What Fong Ping said might be true, because Fong Ping's physique proved Heavenly King, He could feel it. His mentality became stronger. He could feel it too. All the signs showed that Fong Ping had really gained a lot of benefits. He had seen the Force before. All these showed that the other stages were all good stuff. It all depended on whether you could take it away. Fong Ping had obviously taken it away. Fong looked at him. After a long time, he said, "Since you have taken so many benefits, don't you want to continue? Why don't you do it together? No matter how strong Moon Spirit is, she can only break 7. If you fight one-on-one, even you can defeat her. You can't stay in this stage for too long because of her. The others may only come here at the last stage." Fong Ping, are you willing to see the benefits slip away? Fong Ping laughed. This guy knew how to provoke him. However, this stage indeed needed to be broken. Fong Ping still said, "Senior Moon Spirit, do you have any clue about the stage?" Moon Spirit was silent for a while, then said in a dull voice, "No. Mother has passed away many years ago. How to save her? This is father's obsession." Fong Ping touched his chin. Obsession. If it was an obsession, then there was no need to really save people. It would be fine to resolve this obsession. Martial artists had an obsession. Fong Ping's original obsession was to protect his family. Later on, it was the human race. It was actually the Taoist heart and the Great Path. At this moment, he vaguely felt something. Each stage seemed to be a powerhouse's Taoist heart, the Great Path, and the obsession. Celestial Emperor Batian liked to fight. Celestial Emperor Zhan liked to teach people. Emperor Nan felt that the vitality restoration technique was invincible. Emperor Shi felt that mentality was powerful. As for the Beast Emperor, who knew why he created the Shiraba and was beaten to death. Was he looking for death? Maybe. North King's obsession was to save his Taoist partner. Fong Ping touched his chin and continued thinking. His Taoist partner could not be saved, but his daughter was here. Fong Ping looked at Moon Spirit and suddenly said to Li Hansong, "Iron Head, try calling her wife. Try calling North King father-in-law again. This wife is dead. Before she died, her biggest wish was to take good care of her daughter. I think the key to this stage might be Moon Spirit. Her daughter is married. You try it. Maybe it will work. And maybe this stage will give you great benefits." Skeleton was stunned. "You can't wait for me to die. You're so cruel." Fong Ping, this bastard, actually asked him to do this. Even if he did not die in the hands of North King, Moon Spirit would kill him. "Why don't you try it?" "Stupid." Fong Ping scolded. "If you go, Moon Spirit will be unhappy. I can still change the situation. You're not smart. She won't argue with an idiot. If I go, a smart person like me won't be stupid. When the time comes, there will be no room for negotiation." "Ironhead, why are you so stupid?" "I'm serious. I think the key to this stage is Moon Spirit. If you don't believe me, you can try it. I guarantee there will be benefits. You're not even a heavenly king now. If you get some benefits from this stage, you might become a heavenly king." As he spoke, Fong Ping said, "Senior Moon Spirit, can you tell me about Senior North King's best combat technique, or any major achievements in a certain path?" Moon Spirit frowned slightly, but did not refuse. She said with a cold face, "Father has some achievements in the path of the flesh. Although he's not as good as Heavenly Emperor Batian, he's not weak either. The other is his saber technique. In the past, he fought in the 3 realms with his saber technique and almost never lost. When he sparred with Saber God Chu Wu, he won 9 out of 10 battles. Father may not be too strong in other aspects, but his strong physique, coupled with his superb saber technique, he also proved to be an emperor during the Battle of Myriad Dao." Fong Ping nodded slightly and spoke to Ironhead telepathically. "Did you hear that? He's also good at the flesh. He might be able to help you repair your flesh and revive your flesh. You don't have to be a skeleton anymore. Believe me, go. Call him wife, call him father-in-law. The benefits of this stage might be yours. If it really doesn't work, carry the cat and say that you brought your grandson to see him." Ironhead was stunned. He felt that Fong Ping was afraid that he would not die quickly enough and deliberately sent him to his death quickly. He looked at the cat that was still harassing him in front of him. "You want me to bring a cat to meet my grandfather? Do you think North King's projection is a fool?" Could his daughter find a skeleton to be her man and give birth to a cat as her grandson? Previously, he had recognized him as a father. Now, he was looking for a wife, a father-in-law, and a grandfather for the cat. Fong Ping, are you human? Is this something a human would do? Is this something a human can think of? How could your heart be so black? Fong Ping saw that he did not move and was a little depressed. Really, he felt that this stage was very likely to be like this. Otherwise, why did the last words of the North Imperial concubine appear in the previous scene? It was to let someone take care of their daughter, Moon Spirit. These stages, these Emperor projections still had a lot of autonomy. It was not like they had not seen things like opening the back door and giving special treatment. If that was the case, it was very possible that North King would open the back door for his daughter and son-in-law. As for why he did not try it, Moon Spirit was already tens of thousands of years old. He was so young. Li Hansong was the reincarnation of an old antique. His age was just right. Of course, if he went, he would forget about it. Even if he did not get any benefits from this stage, Fong Ping did not care too much. Fong Ping continued to persuade him. Li Hansong would not do it even if he was beaten to death. Fong Ping wanted to trick him. He wanted to send him to his death. He would not do it. Moreover, if he did not die this time and Hong Yu found out, Li Hansong was worried that he would still be beaten to death. Fong Ping was not afraid of them, but he was. He would not do it. He would not do it. Fong Ping was helpless. In the next moment, he suddenly egged the cat on, saying telepathically, "Big cat, go and call North King Grandpa. North King might give you super delicious food." Meow. The cat rolled its eyes. It did not believe it. Fong Ping was helpless. It was over now. They were in a deadlock. Did he have to do it himself? This was not appropriate, right? Why were these people so disobedient? They did not even want the benefits. Should he let the people from the catacombs try? Chapter 13-14. North King's challenge was indeed a little troublesome. There was no clear standard for passing. The only way was to save the North Royal concubine, and then North King said nothing. In this situation, according to Fong Ping's habit, he would naturally beat him up. But now, because of Moon Spirit, he could not do it. Fong Ping gave Iron Head a bad idea, but Iron Head ignored him. At this moment, Fong Ping thought for a while, took a step forward, looked at North King's projection, and said, "Senior North King, Moon Spirit Heavenly King is your daughter. I wonder if you remember?" He was not too sure if North King recognized Moon Spirit. This was also hard to say. After all, a girl changed 18 times between childhood and womanhood. It had been tens of thousands of years. North King might not even remember her aura. North King was still silent. Fong Ping was speechless. "If not for some scruples with this attitude of yours, do you believe that I would beat you up now? You're just a projection, and you really think you're a king? Moon Spirit Heavenly King is already married. Do you know, Senior?" Moon Spirit glanced at Fong Ping, her eyes unfriendly. Fong Ping turned his head and smiled innocently. "I'm telling the truth. It's not a secret." Although he did not want to cause trouble with Moon Spirit, he still had to pass. Fong Ping continued. North Royal Concubine's last wish was for Moon Spirit to live a good life. "Senior, don't you care at all? If you don't care, why resurrect North Royal Concubine?" As soon as he said this, the silent North King suddenly looked at Fong Ping, his eyes deep. Fong Ping looked straight at him. Did a mere projection want him to not look straight at him? The silent North King finally spoke again this time, saying in a low voice, "Save her, pass the challenge." It was still the same words as before. Fong Ping frowned. This guy was stubborn. Fong Ping smiled and suddenly said, "Senior North King, Moon Spirit Heavenly King is not doing too well. After your real body disappeared, your son-in-law Hong Yu, the son of the earthly emperor, abandoned Moon Spirit." Boom! His aura was turbulent. North King suddenly shot a glance at Fong Ping, his gaze as sharp as a knife. Fong Ping's heart settled. "You still have a lot of memories, are you?" He knew that these projections had selfish motives. North King pretended to be cold, but now he had seen through him. Fong Ping liked to do things like this where it hurt the most when it hurt the most. Fong Ping continued to transmit his voice. Not only that, Hong Yu has used the moon spirit many times, but he somehow managed to obtain the support of some sovereigns, even your real body. Of course, I'm not sure if your real body is still alive. Moon spirit was unable to take revenge. She had been guarding Mount Wanwu for 8,000 years, just to wait for Hong Yu to change his mind. It was a pity that Hong Yu might have given up on him, because Moon Spirit no longer had the support of an emperor. Now, it was said that Hong Yu was very close with Ren Huang's female official, Jiu Xian. It seemed like he wanted to marry Jiu Xian and gain Ren Huang's support. Of course, Ren Huang had the same idea. After all, Hong Yu was the son of the earthly sovereign. Moreover, Hong Yu's elder brother, Hong Kuan, had also broken through 8. Compared to the bloodline of the earthly emperor, the bloodline of the North Emperor can only be said to be in decline. Fong Ping hit him hard and continued. Also, the first seed of the North Emperor's bloodline, Lu Shan, who is also your eldest disciple, has now defected to the Emperor God. Your bloodline now only has 2 heavenly kings. One is the Moon Spirit, the other is Lu Shan. Lu Shan defected to the Emperor God and acted together with Yi. Yi and Hong Yu also have some contact. They are both the so-called patrollers. Fong Ping looked at the North Emperor, smiling and transmitting his voice. Senior, you are struggling here for the sake of the fallen North Imperial concubine. How would you know how lowly your daughter is in the outside world? I'll say something that you don't like to hear. Is the living more important or the dead more important? In the end, the North Imperial concubine asked Senior to take good care of the Moon Spirit. And now, Fong Ping sighed. Now, there is no one in the bloodline of the North Emperor. They can only watch as Moon Spirit is bullied. Even the 2 Demon Palace Hall Masters under Hong Yu dare to bully Moon Spirit. I wonder if Senior still remembers the 2 horsekeepers from the Earth Palace in the past. These 2 horsekeepers are also heavenly kings now. Of course, I killed one of them. He was also the one who bullied Moon Spirit and was arrogant. I didn't make these things up. If Senior really wants to know, there are so many people here. You can just ask them. Also, Senior, do you see this? There are so many people here. The few people on the left are all from the Earth Realm. In other words, they are Hong Yu's subordinates. But look at them. Other than their fear of Moon Spirit's strength, do they respect her status? Not only that, the North Imperial concubine is Hong Yu's mother-in-law. But the venerable emperors under Hong Yu were rude to her. What is their attitude? Fong Ping kept talking about everything. The North Emperor kept staring at him. After a while, without transmitting his voice, he said directly, "Who are you?" "The King of Humans, the King of Humans, Fong Ping." Fong Ping replied loudly, smiling. The King of Humans never lies. He said he was the King of Humans, and no one refuted him. Of course, he said he never lied, and no one took him seriously. They just didn't dare to say anything. Fong Ping, how many truths do you speak? Beside him, Feng's eyes flickered. He really wanted to find out what Fong Ping and the North Emperor had said. The North Emperor had been silent before, but now his aura was turbulent. He even spoke to Fong Ping a few times. Obviously, Fong Ping might have really found a way to pass the level. Fong was not in a hurry to speak. He was also observing and waiting quietly. He wanted to see how Fong Ping would pass the level. With Fong Ping as the first, if he passed the level, he would have some clues. In this way, he could also pass the level smoothly. Fong Ping had a lot of tricks up his sleeve. This was known to the older powerhouses. This guy had passed many levels consecutively. It was also a clear proof. At this moment, the North Emperor's eyes were slightly solemn. The King of Humans, the King of Humans. His status was not low. Moreover, he was very powerful. He also felt many strong auras from Fong Ping. These were left behind by other emperors. Obviously, Fong Ping had passed a few levels. Even if the words of a King of Humans were fake, most of them could still be trusted. The North Emperor looked at Moon Spirit from the corner of his eyes. Indeed, although many years had passed, he could still feel a great difference when he saw his daughter again. In the past, his daughter was domineering and arrogant. She had the emperor's father supporting her and the emperor's father-in-law. It could be said that she was doted on by thousands for her entire life. Want wind, wind, want rain, rain, rain. That attitude was completely different from how she was now. The current moon spirit was taciturn and always wore a mask. He was afraid that life was not going her way. A murderous intent flashed in the North Emperor's eyes. He had memories. Although it was not a lot, it was not a lot. He had memories of his daughter getting married. She was married to the son of the earthly emperor, one of the few most talented descendants of the emperors in the three realms. He had chosen them himself. Celestial Pole, Hong Yu, and even Hong Kun. These people were all within the scope of his assessment. In the end, he chose Hong Yu. His daughter also liked Hong Yu. Everyone was happy. This marriage had ended. He felt that he could answer to his deceased partner. His daughter was married to the most talented martial artist in the three realms. He was also willing to marry the powerful earthly emperor. If this was not a beautiful marriage, what was? However, he did not expect that his daughter would be treated this way when his real body disappeared. At this moment, the North Emperor suddenly sent a voice transmission to Fong Ping. My real body has already fallen? He did not know whether his real body had fallen or not. Fong Ping also sent a voice transmission. I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe he's not dead, but he should be restricted. I heard that because of suppressing Celestial Emperor and the flaws in the Tao, emperors like you are restricted. You can't leave the source universe or the nine heavens. The North Emperor frowned slightly. Fong Ping's heart stirred. He said again, Senior, do you know about the battle that year? The battle that suppressed Celestial Emperor? I don't know. This place was formed before that. The projection here did not know about those things. It was fine as long as they could communicate. Seeing that he was willing to communicate, Fong Ping continued, Senior, there's no point in trapping us now. Hong Yu and the others have also come in. Senior, you're trapping us, but Hong Yu and the others are constantly breaking through and becoming stronger. If this goes on, Moon Spirit Heavenly King might feel even worse. They can only watch helplessly as the heartless man becomes stronger and stronger. The North Emperor looked at him coldly. After a while, he sent a voice transmission. You want to break through? Yes. If what you said is true and you want to break through, then kill Hong Yu. Fong Ping almost cursed. Kill your grandpa. I might as well just kill you and be done with it. Among these emperor projections, there were strong and weak ones. The powerful one was Celestial Emperor Batian, who had broken through 8 heavenly kings directly. Moreover, he was not at the beginner level. The weak ones might only have broken through 6 heavenly kings, such as the Beast Emperor's projection. The North Emperor in front of him had broken through 7 heavenly kings at most. Who was Hong Yu? Broken 8. Moreover, he might not just be at the beginner level. Fong Ping could not tell how strong Hong Yu was right now. Hong Yu, Li Zhu, and the others were more cunning. Fong Ping was not sure of their real combat strength. Senior, you must be joking. Hong Yu has broken through 8 heavenly kings. He might even be a powerhouse who has broken through 2 heavenly kings. Even Fong is not Hong Yu's match. Senior, you want me to kill Hong Yu? I'm afraid I won't be able to break through this stage. The North Emperor looked at Fong Ping again. His gaze lingered on him for a while before he sent a voice transmission. You people came here for the opportunity. This emperor's trial has its difficulties, but there are naturally opportunities as well. Among the 9 emperors, I might not be the strongest emperor. However, I am not completely useless as I have proven myself as an emperor. Vitality, spiritual consciousness, bones. Some emperors have distinctive features and are famous in the 3 realms. I don't seem to have any special features. However, I can become one of the 9 emperors. The more ordinary I am, the more it proves one thing. The North Emperor paused again. In the next moment, the arrogance in his eyes exploded. The more it proves that my strength lies in my omnipotence. An ordinary person who could become an emperor was not weak, but strong. Of course, this was what the North Emperor said. However, thinking about it carefully, it was not unreasonable. A powerhouse without any special features had become one of the 9 emperors in the end. He did not have any special features that were particularly strong. However, he did not have any areas that were too weak. Otherwise, he would not have become an emperor. The North Emperor looked at Fong Ping and said again, "I have observed you. Your spiritual consciousness, vitality, and bones are not weak. I can't see through your origin. I think it won't be too weak. However, you are not without weaknesses." The North Emperor looked at Fong Ping deeply. The more omnipotent an emperor is, the stronger they are, and the stronger their survivability is. The Divine Emperor, the East Emperor, and the others are all walking the path of omnipotence, including fighting. Even the Celestial Emperor that you mentioned is also walking this path. It's not that they're focused on one area. If they were to focus on one area, it would be the extreme path. I'm only a projection after all. I can't see too clearly. However, you have a weakness, a very big weakness. Your golden body is too weak. Fong Ping was slightly stunned. Golden body? In the next moment, he understood. It was not bones, but a golden body. In other words, flesh, meridians, and internal organs. Fong Ping frowned slightly. He did not pay much attention to this before. At his level, as long as his bones were strong, it would be enough. As for his flesh, at most it would collapse. It was actually not a big deal. It would not affect his combat strength much. However, the North Emperor seemed to have read his mind. He said telepathically, "You think the flesh is not important? If the bones are strong, the flesh and blood of the flesh can be born at any time. It doesn't seem too important, right?" Fong Ping replied, "Wasn't it?" "Idiot." The North Emperor, however, rejected his statement. He said telepathically, "Since the flesh is an important part of the human body, how can it not be important? Only when the flesh is coordinated and strong can you control your strength better. Since you have learned the Emperor's method of qualitative change, you should understand one thing. Your strength control can never be integrated into one. From what I see, you have not reached the realm of integration." Fong Ping's eyes moved slightly. The realm of integration? That's right. Even we can achieve this. Those who have truly achieved it, back then there was Jean, might have achieved it too. The Divine Emperor might have achieved it too. The East Emperor is working hard in this direction. Fong Ping's heart stirred. The so-called integration into one, the realm of integration, did it mean that one had 100% control of strength? Fong Ping asked suddenly, "What are the benefits of having full control of strength? What are the benefits?" The North Emperor's face was full of mockery. He replied, "Of course there are many benefits, very great. After integration into one, I'll say one thing. Even if the origin martial artists can't use their origin, their combat strength may not decline." Fong Ping was shocked. What did he mean? Even if it was an emperor, without the origin, there would definitely be a decline in combat strength. However, according to the North Emperor, if an emperor reached 100% control of strength, even if the origin collapsed, they would still have their original combat strength. Strength comes from energy. As long as there is energy between heaven and earth, they can borrow it. Even if they can't borrow the strength of the origin, when they reach the realm of integration, they can also borrow other energy to make up for the loss of the origin, unless there is no more energy between heaven and earth. If this goes on, then they will fall in rank and not have their peak combat strength. And this is only one of the reasons. The North Emperor's words made Fong Ping's heart surge again. So that was it? This time he had gained a lot from each checkpoint. He had never thought of this kind of situation before. There was actually such a benefit to having 100% control of strength. Of course, Fong Ping's Tao had collapsed, but his origin world was still there. The current him was actually also borrowing the strength of the origin. According to the North Emperor, even if his origin world collapsed, if Fong Ping could reach 100% control, he might still be able to maintain the combat strength when the origin world had not collapsed. The stronger the corporeal body, the more airtight it is, the more you can maintain the strength and not decline. When you were cultivating the golden body, didn't your teacher say that it's a leakless body? The North Emperor was indifferent. Your corporeal body is collapsing. how can it not leak? How can you make use of all the strength? If that's the case, how can you step into the realm of integration? Fong Ping understood the North Emperor's words. The corporeal body was quite important. It was not like what Fong Ping said, that it was fine as long as the bones were strong and the body collapsed. Fong Ping could not help but look at the North Emperor. Was this guy trying to say that what he was teaching in this checkpoint was the method of forging the corporeal body? To be honest, Fong Ping had really not come into contact with this type of method. What he came into contact with the most were either battle techniques, cultivation techniques, or bone honing techniques. Most powerhouses didn't care about the body forging technique. Their main focus was the bone forging technique. In the eyes of experts, bones were the most important because bones supported the body. From rank 1 onwards, martial artists were all building their bones. As for the physical body, it was just an accessory. Even though Ironhead's body had collapsed, Fong Ping did not take it seriously. It was fine as long as his bones were still intact. Now, Fong Ping was deep in thought. If that was the case, the physical body was still very important. Thinking about it, it made sense. Only when the body and the bones were united would the human body be formed. Not all of them were skeletons. Otherwise, they might as well turn everyone into skeletons. It wasn't that he hadn't thought about strengthening his fleshly body, but his fleshly body couldn't compare to his bones. There were golden bones and jade bones, and there were ways to refine them, but he didn't have a fleshly body. Senior, you mean? If what you said is true, then kill Hong Yu, and I'll teach you the way to refine your bodies. Fong Ping was speechless. He had shot himself in the foot. Why did you mention Hong Yu? Kill Hong Yu? Stop joking. Even if he had broken 8, Fong Ping might not have the confidence. Moreover, North King was a cunning fellow. He even killed Hong Yu and taught him the way to refine his body. Was Fong Ping the kind of person who would easily work and only get paid after the work was done? Fong Ping thought about it and said, it's very difficult. A top-notch powerhouse who has broken 8 and has the support of an emperor. Forget about the way to refine his body. Even the imperial inheritance might not be accepted. Senior, let's not talk about this first. How are you going to pass this round? North King gave him a deep look and continued. This round is actually a test of the path of the physique. Fong Ping was stunned. A test of the path of the physique? Resurrecting the North Imperial concubine. How was it related to the path of the physique? Fong Ping fell into deep thought. North King said nothing more. Don't tell me I have to split my body and create a North Imperial concubine? What an evil feeling. Or, the strength of the body can resurrect people? Fong Ping thought hard. At this moment, he had some ideas and ideas. This round was not simply a test of resurrection. North King probably knew that it was impossible, but it had something to do with the body. At this moment, Fong Ping returned to where Ironhead was. Ironhead said telepathically, North King told you a lot. Did you secretly call him father-in-law? Fong Ping rolled his eyes. Call him Grandpa. North King still had some memories. Why did he call him that? If he asked Moon Spirit, she would fight him to the death. However, after talking about Moon Spirit's situation for a while, he actually received more hints. It was a good thing. At this moment, Fong suddenly said telepathically, Human King, do you have a clue? Ask him yourself. Fong Ping glanced at him and said telepathically, call him father-in-law, North King, and he will tell you more. Of course, I've already called him that once. If you call him that again, he might slap you to death. You could try something else. North King seems to know you. Why don't you try pretending to be a mistress? Fong felt that Fong Ping was lying to him, but he had no evidence. Fong looked at Fong Ping strangely. As for Fong Ping himself, he was not too sure if he had really called him father-in-law. This fellow was extremely shameless. He might have done such a thing. North King had been telepathically with him for a long time. He was worried that North King would find out, so he did not investigate. However, he felt that North King's attitude toward Fong Ping had changed. Could it be that what Fong Ping said was true? Fong was a little suspicious. Could he really get more hints just by getting close to him? He knew North King. They were both from that era. Pretending to be Moon Spirit's husband was obviously not possible. Fong Ping had already done it once. He could still say that Hong Yu died or something else. But now, if he continued to pretend, it would not be reliable. Fong glanced at Moon Spirit, then at Fong Ping. He was a little hesitant, not too sure if Fong Ping was bluffing. Of course, he did not want to try it now. If it was wrong, it would be troublesome. Fong Ping could not be bothered with him. He did not expect Fong to be easily fooled. Resurrection, flesh, vitality, or something else? That's not right. Physical strength, life force, unity power, origin power. At this moment, Fong Ping suddenly thought of something. Source world. How about recreating the universe in the source world? However, this was not a simple fabrication. If he could project his imperial palace into his source world, then even though North Imperial Concubine had passed away, it was hard to guarantee that she would not be projected here. The premise was that North Imperial Palace could project into his source world. However, this required his understanding of North Imperial Palace. He needed North King to have some acknowledgement of him. In this case, he could try it. If North Imperial Concubine could project here, even if she did not have any intelligence and was not a physical body, it could also represent a kind of resurrection, right? From this, Fong Ping thought of the relationship between the flesh and the origin. Could it be that the flesh forging that North King mentioned was related to the origin? Would the future origin be returned to the flesh? Then, would his source world be completely incorporated into his body in the future? At this moment, Fong Ping already had some clues. He did not know how the others passed, such as the Dao Tree or the Demon Emperor. However, everyone's method of passing might not be the same. If that's the case, I can try it. Since North King wants to resurrect his Dao partner, maybe he will give me some support. Fong Ping calculated in his heart for a while. Maybe he would have some extra gains this time. If he really merged with North Imperial Palace, his source world would definitely expand once. This was North King's territory. If his projection came in, it would definitely be very powerful. Of course, it would be best if North King recreated the previous scene again. Only then would he have some confidence that he could create North Imperial Concubine's projection. You, North King. Fong Ping stood up and shouted casually. North King did not care. However, Fong looked at Fong Ping in surprise. Did you really call him father-in-law? I might have a way to resurrect North Imperial Concubine, but I need North King's help. Also, Fong Ping glanced at the others and said with a smile, Senior North King, can we talk in private? I don't want others to know how to resurrect North Imperial Concubine. North King also looked at Fong Ping in surprise. He had a way so soon? Someone had passed the stage. It was not as difficult as imagined. Of course, it was not easy either. Everyone had their own way of passing this stage. What the Dao Tree chose to do was to consume a massive amount of life force energy to recreate the scene of the North Imperial Concubine from the past. It recreated the scene from before, using an endless amount of life force to forcibly maintain the North Imperial Concubine's life for a period of time. In fact, the North King didn't really have any hopes of reviving the North Imperial Concubine. When the Demon Emperor came here, he was not strong enough, so he did not choose this method. The Demon Emperor's method was similar to what Fong Ping had thought of previously. The Demon Emperor shattered his body and chose to recast the North Imperial Concubine. Of course, things weren't that simple. The reforged North Imperial Concubine was just the flesh and blood of a Demon Emperor. It wasn't like the Dao Tree, which could directly break through the past and consume life force to sustain the North Imperial Concubine's existence. The North Imperial Concubine reconstructed by the Demon Emperor did not possess any other special traits, including forging memories and emotions. Therefore, the later stage of the Demon Overlord spent a long time chatting with the North King. He had been talking about the North Concubine and learning about her life. In the end, the Demon Emperor made his own deductions and created memories for the North Imperial Concubine, filling them in according to his understanding. It took a long time. The Demon Emperor had been stuck at this stage for over 10 years. In the end, the imitation was so perfect that even the North Emperor approved of it. After all, this was just an obsession. The North King just wanted to relive the scene in the past. At this time, Fong Ping was taking a different approach. He also wanted to take advantage of it. He wouldn't work for nothing without getting some benefits. Fong Ping could also see that the benefits of these checkpoints were different. It didn't mean that there would definitely be benefits if you passed the stage. Even if there were benefits, it might not be maximized. Fong Ping hoped to maximize these benefits. He felt that his method would definitely gain the approval of the North King. The North Imperial Palace that was created in the Source world would not dissipate. If he tricked it well, the North King might think that it could really be revived in the end. If Fong Ping was really powerful to the point of invincibility, it might not be impossible for those people to walk out of his Source world. Fong Ping had a deep understanding of this. He had always felt that he had walked out of the Source world. Chapter 13:15. The North King created a barrier. He also wanted to hear how Fong Ping would break through the barrier. Outside the world, Fong glanced at the blurry Fong Ping and Fong Ping, then at Ironhead, an old cat from the corner of her eyes. After taking another look at Moon's spirit, who had a complicated look in her eyes, Fong did not wait any longer and walked toward Tai Tu and the others. Ironhead's face was filled with vigilance. Although Fong could not see Ironhead's expression, he could tell from Ironhead's posture that he was wary of him. The Ash Cat also looked at Fong, who was walking over. A wave of origin power appeared on its claws as it threatened, "Don't come, or else I'll beat you up." Fong laughed and stopped in his tracks. He said with a smile, "Old cat, you and I have known each other for many years. I'm just here to see the state of Li Hansong's jade bones. Don't worry. The human king is still here. I won't do anything. I'm just curious about how to forge jade bones. I won't let you see." The cat bared its fangs and brandished its claws. It squatted in front of Li Hansong and said fiercely, "Why should I show you?" Fong laughed and didn't approach. She just stood at the side and said with a smile, "Cat, I see that you can use your force now. Have you also learned Emperor Nan's return to origin skill?" The cat said proudly, "Of course. Have you learned the method to transform the human emperor?" Then, just as the cat was about to say something, its face suddenly stiffened and it said unhappily, "I'm not telling you." "What about the West Emperor's spiritual sense method?" "I'm not telling you." Fong smiled. "You didn't learn it? You're the one who didn't learn it." The cat was unhappy. "How dare you look down on a cat? This cat is a genius cat. I've learned everything." As the cat spoke, a small tiger appeared in his hand. The small tiger howled and instantly flew towards Fong. Fong grabbed the tiger with one hand. The moment he grabbed it, the little tiger whipped its tail, pounced with its claws, and bit with its teeth, Poochie. The sound of flesh being pierced could be heard, and a bloody wound instantly appeared on Feng's hand. Feng's gaze was a little strange. He glanced at the green cat and laughed. "Good skill. Wildcat, where did you learn this combat technique in the battle? Don't you dislike studying? To be able to learn it, Zhang Zhen's guidance is really good." "No, it's me who's smart." The cat denied Feng's statement, but Feng didn't care. He smiled and said, "You guys broke through quite quickly." The cat said proudly, "When we get to the next level, we just have to slap one to death and we can pass the level. Of course, it's fast." The look in Feng's eyes became more and more peculiar. So what Fong Ping said was true. Was he really going to kill one at each level? Was it feasible? If it were not for Moon's spirit, Fong Ping would have smacked the North Emperor to death. He hadn't even considered slapping the projection of an emperor to death. Normal people wouldn't even consider it. Fong did not continue with this topic. Instead, she smiled and said that Li Hansong obtained an opportunity from Celestial Emperor Batian. Celestial Emperor Batian is actually able to help others forge jade bones. This should be beyond the power of a projection, right? The cat wanted to say something more, but Tai Tu suddenly said, "Cat, ignore him. This guy is trying to gather information." The cat seemed to have reacted and said angrily, "Bad guy, go away, or I'll call you a liar and beat you to death. We didn't go to Celestial Emperor Batian's place, and we didn't forge our jade bones." As the cat spoke, it seemed to be hungry. A small fish appeared in its hand, and it swallowed it in one gulp. Feng's gaze changed. What was this? Such a rich life force? The cat saw him looking at it and hurriedly stuffed another small fish into its mouth. Don't look. It won't be yours even if you look. This is mine. Even if you beat Celestial Emperor Batian to death, this won't appear. If you win, you can pass. It's useless even if you beat him to death. Feng understood instantly. There was a strange feeling in his heart. It turned out that defeating the opponent might not necessarily be beneficial. You had to beat him to death. No wonder. He had also passed the level before, but he did not get many benefits. Unlike Feng Ping, the benefits that he got made him jealous. It turned out that he had to beat these powerhouses who were in charge to death. Could it be that Li Hansong forged jade bones because he killed Celestial Emperor Batian and a large amount of life force appeared? The life force needed to forge jade bones was terrifying. It might need the life force of dozens of Heavenly King powerhouses. Moon Spirit spent tens of thousands of years to forge jade bones. In the end, she still did not succeed and even delayed her cultivation speed. It was obvious how terrifying it was. Li Hansong, on the other hand, actually succeeded. The two small fishes that the cat ate had extremely rich life force. One small fish was probably comparable to the life force of a saint-level powerhouse. Feng's golden body was too weak. At least it was much weaker than other Break 8 powerhouses. Otherwise, the cat would not have broken his palm with one blow. Although it was related to his unintentional fight with the cat, it also proved that his golden body was really not strong. At this moment, Feng looked at the cat. This cat actually took out another small fish of life and was eating it. The cat ate while protecting its food, saying, "Don't look, there's no more." That's all. After saying that, another small fish entered its mouth. There's really no more. Whoa. It ate a small fish in one bite. The last one. Whoa. Another small fish was swallowed. Feng's eyes trembled as he watched. In just a short while, it had eaten 5 fish. This was almost comparable to the vitality of 2 Break 6 Heavenly Kings. How much did this cat have? With so much life force, if it was absorbed by him and he forged his flesh, the strength of his flesh would increase by a level. It was wasted by this fat cat just like that. Seeing that the fat cat's body was overflowing with life force, Feng Zhen's heart ached. Waste! This stupid cat was too wasteful. Feng Ping was generous enough to give these good things to this cat just like that. Not only did Feng feel that it was wasteful, but the beginner Heavenly King's eyes were also red. As a beginner powerhouse and a powerhouse of the physique, their cultivation speed was extremely slow. However, if they had enough life force to forge their flesh and bones, they could also speed up. Skyarm had also said that the reason why some of the Jade Bone powerhouses forged their Jade Bones back then was because of the large amount of life force provided by the seeds. Now, the cat was so wasteful. It was too hateful. On the other side, Moon Spirit's eyes were also flickering. She was also close to forging her Jade Bones, but she had been unable to succeed because she lacked a large amount of life force. Now, would these things drop after killing a monarch? Or something else? Feng Ping previously took out a lump of unification fusion power. He heard that it dropped after killing a beast emperor. In that case, killing different emperors might drop different good things? Feng, Moon Spirit, Beginner Heavenly King. These 3 powerhouses were feeling complicated at this moment. Their eyes were also flickering constantly. Obviously, they had some calculations in their hearts. As for the cat, after eating 5 small fish in a row, it was also a little distressed. His reserves were much lesser. He needed to save food. As for these fellows in front of him, the cat was too lazy to watch. A bunch of fools, silly. Even the cat wanted to watch a show. He did not know if the divine peeking mirror could watch a show. If these fools could pass the level, they might want to kill a monarch. Other monarchs' strength aside, Celestial Emperor was terrifyingly powerful in the last battle. If these fellows were simply passing the level, there might not be any danger. However, if they wanted to kill Celestial Emperor and get his life force, the cat suddenly felt a little sympathetic. This cat did not do anything. This cat only ate a few fish. If these people wanted to kill Celestial Emperor and get some benefits, maybe they would be beaten to death by Celestial Emperor. The cat was overjoyed. It could watch a good show. Behind him, skeleton Li Hansong was also stunned. Fortunately, his face could not be seen, or else he would definitely look good. This cat said it as if it was real. If he did not know how he forged his jade bones, he would have believed this cat's words. Killing a monarch would drop some things. What a wishful thinking. Li Hansong sighed in his heart. Black-hearted cat. After hanging out with Fong Ping, as expected, even a cat became black-hearted. However, this cat still looked innocent, as if it had nothing to do with it. It was a natural actor. Li Hansong reflected on himself and was a little depressed. He felt that he was not even as good as this cat. Look, even a cat could fool people. He was still a little lacking. If he was not a little lacking, how could he be recognized by Tengu and beaten up violently? Thinking of this, Li Hansong cursed in his heart. Tengu, that bastard dog, it would be best if he met Celestial Emperor. Celestial Emperor would remember it and beat this stupid dog to death. Forget about the thoughts of these people. At this moment, Fong Ping and North King were sitting opposite each other. There were chairs here. North King looked at Fong Ping and did not speak. Fong Ping, on the other hand, took out a teapot and smiled. Senior North King, would you like a cup of tea? By the way, can you drink tea, Senior? North King looked at him. This was the first time he met such a person. Previously, when the Dao Tree and the Demon Emperor saw him, even if he was a projection, they still respected him. They were not like Fong Ping, speaking with confidence and composure, not feeling that his status was lower than a monarch. North King did not speak either. Fong Ping smiled and did not ask anymore. He poured himself a cup of tea, thought for a while, and said, Senior, I'm afraid you don't know that other than being a monarch, I actually have another identity. North King looked at him and said indifferently, What identity? Human Emperor. North King frowned a little emotional. Human Emperor? What did he mean? Fong Ping smiled and said, Since Senior is a monarch, you should know that the current Human Emperor era is just a title and nothing else. The orthodox Tao of a monarch is not like this. A beast monarch can still be said to be a real beast monarch, but a human emperor, he is not. As for me, although I do not have the strength of a monarch, I have indeed embarked on the path of human emperor. North King was still frowning. Fong Ping did not say anything. The next moment, a small world appeared above his head. In fact, above him, the giant city of Magic City appeared, and so did Sun City. At this moment, North King suddenly stood up, looking at the illusory small world, his eyes flickering. Fong Ping smiled and said, Senior North King, do you see these cities? The cities of humans. Do you see these shadows? The projections of humans. They help me consolidate the source world and develop the source world, and I give them power in return. Not only that, I can also borrow the Tao of human powerhouses. I don't know if this is the real path of human emperor, but this path is indeed very strong. North King exhaled lightly. Even a monarch was slightly shocked at this moment. After a while, he nodded and said, It is the path of human emperor, but it seems that it is not perfected yet. There are very few human realms integrated. That is because my cultivation time is too short. From the time I came into contact with martial arts until now, it has only been slightly more than 3 years. I do not have enough time to do all these. Otherwise, I should have more. More than 3 years? That's right. North King was speechless. Fong Ping smiled and said, Senior, I am not saying all this for you to see. Senior, since you said that you can only break through after resurrecting the North Concubine, Senior, I am thinking, if the North Palace is projected here, will the North Concubine appear? I have only tried it on the living. I really do not know if it will work on the dead. But if it can be projected here, Fong Ping's eyes were burning. Then it will not be a fake resurrection. I know that Senior may not really want to resurrect. If it was really like this, the people in front would have already resurrected the North Concubine. There would be no need for the people behind us. But now, I want to try to resurrect for real. Senior, you are a monarch. You are experienced and knowledgeable. Let me ask Senior, is it possible for the projection in the source world to come out? If it comes out, Can it be resurrected and become a real living person? As soon as this was said, North King's emotions fluctuated. He stood up abruptly and paced back and forth. Then he looked at the illusory city above Fong Ping's head. In the next moment, North King suddenly stretched out his hand and grabbed toward the city. At this moment, in the illusory city, a figure broke through the air and struck out with a palm. North King's expression changed slightly, but he refused to give up. His palm flipped, and in the blink of an eye, the figure that had just flown up was captured by him. Old Zhang. Yes, this was the strongest person in Fong Ping's source world, Old Zhang. North King captured the projection. After thinking for a while, he wanted to grab Fong Ping's illusory small world. In the end, he had just grabbed some when Old Zhang's projection seemed to be collapsing. North King stopped immediately. After thinking for a while, he wanted to continue. Fong Ping saw this and laughed. Senior, it's better not to bring it out. If it really collapses, this is an elder of mine, a powerhouse who also walked the Emperor path. It's not suitable. Huh? North King looked puzzled. Also walked the Emperor path? How is that possible? Fong Ping did not explain. He laughed. Senior, do you think that if the North Palace is projected into my source world, there's hope for the North Concubine's projection to come here? North King was silent. After a moment, he said in a low voice, It won't work if it's illusory. This projection is formed by capturing fragments of life origin. However, if it's the real North Palace, although my Taoist partner had fallen back then, I was by her side. I preserved a trace of her origin and sealed it in the North Palace. If that's the case, there's hope for her projection to enter. What about Senior? Fong Ping asked doubtfully. Senior, there's hope for you to enter? North King shook his head slightly and did not explain. He did not say much about this. He said in a low voice, You've exceeded my expectations. If you can find the North Palace, there's a possibility that you can cover the North Palace. If you can really walk to the Supreme Realm, maybe you can really walk out alive, even if she's no longer her. North King closed his eyes and fell into silence. Just when Fong Ping wanted to continue, North King suddenly opened his eyes and looked at Fong Ping. His eyes were burning. It's nothing to me if you want to break through. If you can really cover the North Palace and let her projection go, I'll let you break through. That's not enough. Fong Ping said in a low voice, This is not a small matter. I originally thought that the illusory North Palace projection would be enough. However, according to Senior, we have to go to the real North Palace. However, the North Palace was destroyed by someone 8,000 years ago. Even if there are still ruins, I'm afraid they've fallen into the space rift. It's very difficult to find them. It's okay. I'll give you a trace of origin chi later. The North Palace is my dojo. If you want to find it, as long as the North Palace is not destroyed, you can find it. North King was a little emotional at this moment. His eyes were sharp as he looked at Fong Ping. If you promise to cover the North Palace with all your strength and let the North Palace projection enter your origin, let her revive in your origin, state your conditions. Fong Ping smiled and said, Senior, you're really a sentimental person. You're not even sure what the future will be, but you're actually willing to give up everything. North King said coldly, I'm just a projection, a broken body. I left this broken body because I have an obsession. Even if I have to give up everything, it's not a big deal. Fong Ping, since you're the king of man, you have no regrets. If you're willing to do it, I can give you everything you need. Fong Ping smiled. That's naturally not a problem. After all, expanding my source world is also what I want to do. I'm mainly afraid that I can't incorporate the origin. After all, the North Palace is not the human world. It's still a dojo for emperors. That's not a problem. North King said in a low voice, If my real body has already fallen, you can just incorporate it directly. If it hasn't, if you incorporate it into the North Palace, he will naturally be alarmed. When that time comes, tell him the truth, and he will naturally let you into his dojo. I'm afraid. Fong Ping sighed. I'm afraid that Senior's real body has long been merciless. As soon as he said this, the gaze of North King's projection changed. In the next moment, North King's projection said in a low voice, If he really is merciless, then he's just a walking corpse. He's no longer the North King. When you have the ability, then incorporate the North Palace. If you don't have the ability to match him, then your priority is to protect yourself. He had already waited for countless years. He could wait. Fong Ping's display of all this moved him a little. Perhaps she could really revive again. As for Fong Ping, he was a little puzzled at this moment. I heard that the Beast Emperor can do it too. Why didn't Senior let the Beast Emperor try it back then? Humph! North King said coldly. Do you really think it has really embarked on the Emperor's path? It's just forcefully taking over some territories. Even if I give it to the North Palace, it doesn't have the ability to incorporate the demon's territories. It's still too early for it to want to become a real demon emperor. I'm afraid it won't be able to do it in this lifetime. Fong Ping understood and smiled. Senior, if that's the case, Senior is willing to let me break through and is also willing to teach me the method of forging the flesh. Sure. Senior, aren't you afraid that I'll go back on my word and go back on my word after this round? North King looked at him and said in a deep voice, I have nothing left. I can only choose to believe you. I'm just a fragment of a memory. It's a pleasant surprise that you've succeeded. If you're really unwilling to do it, I believe that a true powerhouse won't stoop so low. If that's the case, you won't be able to become a true powerhouse. Your source world might not be able to produce a living person. Then, I won't have to look forward to anything anymore. He chose to believe. He had no choice but to believe. If Fong Ping did it, that would be the best. It meant that there was hope for success. If Fong Ping was unwilling to do it, North King felt that it would be difficult for a martial artist like him to reach that stage. Then his expectations would be in vain. Right now, Fong Ping's source world only had some origin projections. Hoping for the projections to revive was just a fool's dream. Fong Ping nodded slightly and smiled. Since Senior says so, then if I want to go far, I have to do it. Otherwise, I'll feel bad. As he said that, Fong Ping said, since Senior thinks it's possible, then how about Senior start teaching me the method of forging the flesh? If you want to learn, I'll teach you. And Senior's saber technique. Sure. North King was very easy to talk to now. Fong Ping smiled again. Then I'll have to bring Old Cat and my companion away. North King frowned slightly. After thinking for a while, he said, I see that you have sufficient vitality reserves. Later, you can use your vitality to create a few fake bodies. The rules are still here. I can let you leave within the rules. Fong Ping smiled. That's good. I have one more question. Who created the rules here? Tian, Celestial Emperor? Fong Ping asked doubtfully. Is it Celestial Emperor? He remembered that the Emperor had said that Celestial Emperor's name was Tian. No. North King raised his head and looked at the roof. He looked beyond the roof and said in a low voice, This place is not created by humans. If it's really a human, they can't intercept our memory fragments unless that person can really split heaven and earth. This place is most likely created by a seed. Seed of rebirth? Seed of rebirth. North King hesitated for a moment and nodded. Someone called it that before. However, I prefer to call this seed the infinite Tao seed. All the Taos in the world originate from this seed. The reason why this seed is called the seed of rebirth is because there are rumors that this seed can reopen the three realms and start over again. It can give birth to life and all things. Rumors? Fong Ping asked doubtfully. Senior, you're already an emperor. Why do you still believe in rumors? It's not an ordinary rumor. During the beginner martial arts era, there was such a saying. During the beginner martial arts period, Celestial Emperor, Sun God, and Battle, these ancient beginner martial artists all said something like this. They have seen the infinite Tao seed many times and know more than me. Fong Ping nodded slightly. So it was these people who spread the rumor. However, Sun God. Fong Ping was suddenly interested in this person. This person could actually stand side by side with Celestial Emperor and the others. Obviously, he was not that simple. Fong Ping thought for a while and asked, How much do you know about Sun God Senior? Him? North King pondered for a while. There aren't many things about him in my memory. I do remember some things about Jin. Zhen and I had a good relationship in the past. We often discussed Tao. Fong Ping knew this. Otherwise, North King would not have thought of letting Moon Spirit become the disciple of Heavenly King Zhen. Although Zhen was slightly younger than me, he was also a genius. In the past, he was called the Second Zhen. Zhen had received the inheritance of the three sovereigns and Celestial Emperor. He was also regarded as Celestial Emperor's successor. Sun God also wanted to cultivate a Zhen, which was Zhen. However, later on, Zhen seemed to have switched to cultivating the origin. I don't remember the specifics. I was on good terms with Zhen. I also understood some things about Sun God. In the past, we also had a few dealings. North King tried his best to recall some things. There were too few memories. He could not explain it clearly. However, he still said, that group of people is too old. They know many secrets of the three realms. Top secrets. For example, they know more than us about the seeds. Even in terms of the origin, their knowledge is no less than ours. After Heavenly Emperor walked out of the origin Tao, these people rarely appeared in the three realms. Even if they appeared, it was only a glimpse. However, I do know one thing. Sun God once went on a long journey. I think he went after the seeds. He wanted to rely on the seeds to break through the barrier and become a fledgling emperor. In the end, he seemed to have failed because he returned. Fong Ping frowned. Is there a big difference between a fledgling emperor and an origin emperor? I'm not sure. North King shook his head and said, there is still a difference. Heavenly Emperor is considered a fledgling emperor. We have never fought with Heavenly Emperor. However, even if we don't fight, we still feel a little pressured when facing Heavenly Emperor. If we really fight, I'm afraid we won't be his match. Then what was Sun God's strength back then? What strength? North King said uncertainly. Peak of breaking 8 or 9, I'm not too sure. He broke 9, but he's still not an origin emperor. What's the difference between an extreme and an emperor? All round, North King said lightly. His physique can break 9, his spiritual consciousness can break 9, his vitality can break 9, and he can break 9 at will. This is what it means to be an emperor. As for an extreme, perhaps his attack power can break 9, but after converting his strength, that might not be the case. Fong Ping nodded again. This time, he had an idea. Then Senior can just pass on my cultivation method. Fong Ping was a little impatient. This stage was quite easy to pass, but he still had to trick and seal him later. He would let this guy suffer a loss first. As for killing him, North King's projection might not be able to do it. Forget it. Let North King continue to make things difficult for the latecomers. You're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.